3-game series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us. The Orioles concluding a homestand today, and they're looking to win a rubber game and get 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays. And winning series has been tough to come by the Orioles on the year, but they can accomplish several things by winning this game today before heading out on the road. Now, trying to get that rubber game has not been easy for the Orioles on the year. They are 4-11 in rubber games on the season, and they have lost the last 6 in a row. They're also looking to win their first series at home since June the 24th to the 26th, when they took 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. And as you see, in the last 7 home series, they have lost 6 and 1 split. They're also trying to get their first winning homestand since June the 3rd through the 12th, when they went 5-4 against Toronto, Oakland, and Tampa. 3-3 so far, looking to win this game today. And Jim Palmer, it's one game out of a long season, but all those things can be achieved. All you got to do is win today, and then you head on the road feeling better about things.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, once all the players got here, and that's not easy today with the Grand Prix in town, Buck Showalter said, "Gentlemen, start your engines." And again, we saw it with Toronto last night, 13 runs. They hit 4 home runs. You know, maybe 4 or 5 soft hits. The rest were rockets all over the ballpark. They can hit, and if you want to win today, there's a couple things that happen. The first thing, of course, Jim, the Orioles going to have to get their hitting bats out. And, they're capable. They've had a good offensive, 9 or 10 ball games until last night. They're just going to have to hit.
Well, the Orioles have won 7 of the last 10, and the reason for that, a big reason, is the pitching has been very, very efficient. Tommy Hunter goes to the mound today. He's navigating his way through the Orioles. But one thing, as we see, Jim, he gets you deep in games.
Well, he does, and you have to understand that he was used, even though he was 13-4, 7-0 at home last year for the Rangers, in a hitter's park. He good starter, but he hurt the groin in spring training. He came out of the bullpen, and he's just kind of worked his way into shape. And the 4 runs were late in the ball game. He gave them, 1 run going into the 7th inning, so he knows how to pitch. I think the one key is that we all know the Blue Jays, they're 4th in runs. They can hit. We saw that last night. You really have to stay away from those fastball counts. He's aggressive, got a great cutter. He does have a curveball and changeup. Those were the kind of pitches. Rich Harden, actually, a Canadian, changed speeds and really mystified the Toronto Blue Jay hitters. So this is not about overpowering them, because they can hit the heater. It's about pitching well, and as you mentioned many times, throwing that low and away fastball. We'll see if he can do that.
All right, and today it's the same deal. Score 1 more than them, right?
Well, you only needed 14 runs last night.
We're coming back to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Beautiful day for baseball. O's and J's, rubber game of 3. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Well, it's a beautiful day for baseball here at Camden Yards. It's the rubber game of 3. It also is September 1st, so Major League clubs can expand their rosters, and the Orioles have done so. Mitch Atkins and Mike Ballard removed from the 40-man roster. They have been outrighted to their minor league clubs, and as a result, the Orioles were able to select the contracts of Kyle Hudson, an outfielder, left-handed bat, and Rick Vandenherk, right-handed pitcher from AAA Norfolk. Both those players are here today. They're available. Hudson off the bench and Vandenherk out of the bullpen as teams take advantage of the expanded rosters following September the 1st.
Streaming, and the rockets rented, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Eric Keller with our Star-Spangled Banner as the Orioles and Jays get set to play the rubber game of this 3-game series. Getaway day for both teams, and today's game time temperature is brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 81 degrees, just a slight breeze, and 54% humidity on this Thursday afternoon. Here's a look at the Blue Jays Southwest Airlines starting lineups. Yunel Escobar, Eric Thames, and Jose Bautista with Adam Lind in the cleanup spot. Edwin Encarnacion, or Thorne, in the Orioles side, 17 for 48 against the Birds, a couple of home runs and 4 RBIs. Kelly Johnson at second, and Brett Laurie, J.P. Arancibia, and Mike McCoy in center field will bat ninth.
And take a look at our AFC scouting report. Again, when you look at Tommy Hunter, upgrade, came over with Chris Davis and the Koji Uehara. You're looking for starting pitching. He's been able to do that. One walk in 30-plus innings. But again, when it comes to the Jays, they feed on Tommy Hunter. 1-2 with an 8.22 ERA, 7 home runs in 23 innings pitched. So again, that's your AFC scouting report. Visit AFCA.org, the Association for IT Pros. There are the numbers coming off a very, very good performance. Even though he did give up 3 home runs, they were later in the ball game. A-Rod got off that 96 at bats without a home run. It was 7-0. Hit a solo, and then later on, a couple of other home runs, 2-run shot by Swisher, but threw a lot of strikes and really, again, with a big lead, kept the Yankees off stride, and that's what you have to do against the Jays.
Well, Tommy Hunter will give up his share of hits, and I'm not sure exactly the percentage of this, but when you look about balls put in play, 24% of the pitches he throws get put in play, and that is 7th in the major league. So the style, he knows about it. But the one thing we've noticed, Jim, is he doesn't seem to mind if there are men on base because he's so accustomed to giving up so many hits, and he seems to be able to get out of most jams.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do when you pitch to contact like he does, Jim, is when you do it. So what is the percentage of getting leadoff batters? You're going to give up hits. And again, if you can stay in the ballpark and again, you can stay away from those first and thirds with less than 2 outs, chance to pitch a good game.
Yunel Escobar shows bunt, and he takes a strike, and we're underway. So there's that down and away fastball on the first pitch. Escobar had a real good night last night. He seemed to come up just about every inning, but he ended up with 4 base hits, and he got 2 early rallies going. There's a bloop to right field. In on it is Markakis, makes the diving catch. So Nick Markakis getting to it, takes a base hit away from Escobar and 1 away.
Well, there is the Orioles defense. Rymel Jones, Markakis, and Dino, Hardy, Adams, Reynolds around the infield. Matt Wieters back in the lineup. And then again, this ball slices back to Nick. Didn't look like he got a real good jump on it, but then again, right here, able to snare it because if it gets by him, you can see Adam Jones trying to back him up. It certainly could have been a triple.
And Escobar, as he was coming back to the Blue Jays dugout, he turned to the Orioles dugout and he gave the highlight reel signal. Nicely done, Nick Markakis. And there's a strike to Eric Thames.
And then Nissan's bottom line sales event. Tremendous selections, great offers, bottom line savings. Visit choosenissan.com or your Nissan local dealer or dealers.
Shop around.
Well, suppose you could do that. It's part of the deal, isn't it?
one on Eric Thames.
Was that in the copy? No, I don't think that was.
Am I Jack or Grayson?
All I know, one line drive, one out. That's an improvement from last night when they scored 13 and got 20 hits.
2-1 on Thames. Good rip at it, and he fouled it back. Juggling the camera. Come on, Eric, don't hit our camera.
Well, he's hitting just about everything else. I mean, a couple of doubles the first night here to left center, off the top of the wall. Last night, pulling the ball a little bit more.
Broken bat pop-up, shallow left. Long run in for Reimold, who is deep. But he'll get there, has it for the out. And 2 away, and the Blue Jays first. Well, head-to-head, Blue Jays have won 9, the Orioles 5. Batting average favoring Toronto. Runs scored favoring Toronto. Home runs favoring Toronto. And they have outpitched the Orioles as well. But you win today, you get 2 out of 3, and you get the series.
Well, you move on. And again, we've been telling you all since June they have not won a series here. But the last series win, other than the Twins on the road, but here at home was what when Cincinnati came in.
So want to know the count on Jose Bautista. Tommy Hunter making the start today. The Orioles were so concerned with the traffic situation today that he stayed downtown last night. He didn't go home. He stayed in a local hotel. Pop foul back out of play. Tommy Hunter was close by just to ensure that he'd get here in time to make the start. The Orioles didn't take any chances.
Yeah, but the word is he did get in his car. That was a big mistake. You got people parking on sidewalks down here just trying. You really couldn't get where you wanted to go. And if you did, you better had ample time. And
all right, you live over near Little Italy, right?
A mile.
1 mile. How long?
50 minutes, 55 minutes.
Wow.
And
that's like trying to get in the Lincoln Tunnel at rush hour.
Well, yeah.
You can go.
And to Baltimore City's credit, they had a lot of police out there. There's that little cutter.
Called strike 3 on the inside corner. So a 3-up, 3-down inning. Tommy Hunter, a strong start. Bottom of the first. Here come the Birds. Three up, 3 down. Let's get a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineups for the Birds. Robert Andino will lead off, and J.J. Hardy batting second. 16 for 46 with 6 home runs against the Jays on the year. Markakis, Jones, and Guerrero with Wieters back in the lineup. Reynolds at first, Reimold, and Ryan Adams for the Birds.
And our AFC scouting report, well, he is a southpaw. Southpaws usually pitch well against the Orioles. They've done it the last couple of years. 15 and 25 or 14 and 26, depending which number you look at. But they did beat Brett Cecil the other night, even though he wasn't sinker fever. We saw Henderson Alvarez throw the right-handed sinker, and he throws his sinker, talking about Luis Perez. And then up and down fielding. He's been up and down 3 times.
Yep.
When he did go down, they started him. So again, this is is only his 3rd start for the. But he's gotten some innings in, and hard thrower. We saw him out of the bullpen. He's pitched I think 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits against the Orioles this year as a bullpenner. But again, this is his first start against the Orioles.
Robert Andino in the leadoff spot. Perez deals, swinging a high pop up, shallow right. Bautista moves in on it, and he's got it for the out, 1 away.
Let's look at Toronto's Nissan defense. Thames, McCoy, Batista, Laurie, Escobar, Kelly Johnson with a big home run. Lynn, 6-game hitting streak. Aaron Sebia. JP missed the party last night. He had the night off. They got 20 hits and 13 runs, but he does tied for the lead in home runs behind the plate, and also tied for catchers with 62 RBIs.
So 1 down, and J.J. Hardy against Luis Perez. And there's a strike.
Yeah, Luis Perez has got one of those little herky-jerky, and he starts from really the way the reliever starts. He doesn't even have a windup, so it kind of tells you he's more comfortable coming out of the pen.
And just outside, 1-1 the count.
I mean, it actually is a windup, but it's.
The sizzling summers. How about the Orioles in August? Now that August is gone, J.J. Hardy on the list. 8 home runs and 20 RBIs, tied with Reynolds for the home run lead, with the most RBIs on the club in August.
And a lot of that work done early. Jonesy in a slump now. Nick, red hot, and all of a sudden he's been struggling. Of course, JJ still swinging on a hot bat. Matt Wieters the same.
Yeah, last night JJ had his 13-game hitting streak snapped, and he actually only got 2 at-bats because Buck Showalter got him out of the game to rest his legs a little bit. And he fouls that off.
Yeah, Matt's going, let's see, I have to take tomorrow night off. Here's that sinker again as we look at the slow-mo, and he just gets the top of the ball because of the sinking, even if it was up in the zone.
And our Jeep Exmo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass.
Matt says, so I have to take a night off, then I get to face a southpaw, a lefty. And of course, Matt is wearing out left-handers.
Yes. Yeah, Matt was the only position player who didn't get in the game last night. And the Orioles do have reinforcements today because Kyle Hudson has been promoted to AAA. 1 more reinforcement.
I said I've been seeing your picture on our minor league player of the week almost every other week. I said, any home runs yet? Nope.
He's a slap ball.
I said, not even an insider, the Parker?
Hey, look, he looks like he does on the PNC report.
No, that's what I'm saying. A wiry little thing. Wide receiver at the University of Illinois. Buck Showalter keeps talking about. So very good speed.
Here's the 2-2 to Hardy. High fly ball center field. He got a lot of it. Back it goes. And it's caught at the wall by McCoy. Just missed hitting it out.
Yeah, that wall doesn't have a lot of give. Long run. He's going to get it down because it's to the pretty much the deepest part of the ballpark. Never takes his eye off it. And right there, the collision. So there is pads, and there are railings. So, again, see, anytime you hit your shoulder, not a lot of give there. So a nice little play. Well, you pull that ball, maybe, again, he just got it away enough where he gets you to hit it almost straight away, and instead of a home run, maybe a double, it's an out.
Here's Markakis batting with 2 outs and nobody on. And it's down and in.
Hey, you talk so much about making quality pitches, and quality pitches are obviously changing speeds, but also staying out of the middle of the plate. That ball's just enough away. J.J. Hardy, power, a pull type. He very rarely ever drives a ball deep to right field. So again, if you get it away and he's trying to pull, don't quite get to it. It's a real good swing. You just don't get the results you want. But Perez did.
Markakis just 4 for his last 31 over the last 9 games. Looking to snap out of it before the trip. There's a strike. And he does not have an RBI in that span. Showalter's club trying to get this win and finish up 4-3 on the homestand. They'll go. It's a interesting road trip coming up because in the middle of the trip there's the makeup game against the Yankees right back here. There's a bouncer towards the middle. Escobar was right there, and the shortstop gets Markakis, and the inning ends. So 3 up, 3 down go the Orioles. There's a nice look at Fort McHenry on this beautiful Thursday. No score. Joseph Knight of Columbia Heights. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game, Joseph wins $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. And now you can enter 2 great scratch-offs for a chance to win. To see how you can turn non-winning Amazing Eights or double play scratch-offs into cash or amazing Orioles prizes, go to mdlottery.com/double play. So here we go to the second. Adam Lind will lead off. Tommy Hunter deals low.
Yeah, Lind, as we mentioned, 6-game hitting streak. So I think with him, you just want to try to keep him in the ballpark if you can. He almost went out of here to the opposite field.
I believe I said Columbia Heights for Joseph Knight. He actually lives
Capitol
in
Heights.
Capitol Heights. So if he wins, we want to make sure the check gets to the right heights. There's a ground ball towards third. Andino was wide of the bag. He'll get it across. Adam Lind is out and 1 away.
I'll just hope that he's sitting at home watching, because if he's trying to get here, the mail, if he wins, we get a couple of doubleheaders. The check will be there before he gets back home. What do they say about Dodger crowds? Late arriving, early departing?
The fans at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they get there late and leave early.
Well, that's because of the traffic, and they know they're going to have traffic on the way out. And of course, that's when they used to go.
Yeah, but if everyone
Let me
leaves
rephrase
early
it.
to
Remember
beat
when
the
they used
traffic?
to go to Dodger Stadium?
Yeah,
that's when they used to go. Now, who knows what's happening? You can go anytime you want. Roll in, attendance down.
High fly ball to right field off the bat of Encarnacion. And Markakis has it, and 2 away. Well, tickets still remain for the Orioles makeup game next Thursday. That's September 8th, 1:05. The Yankees will be here for that 1-game series. Don't miss your last chance in 2011 to enjoy a weekday afternoon at Camden Yards. Tell your boss Jim Palmer said it's okay to leave work early and help us paint the ballpark orange. For your tickets, 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com.
Well, the Yanks lost again last night, so now they're 1 back in the loss column. So Orioles have a chance to play the role of spoiler. They'll do it next weekend in New York. Come in here. Might even have some more import if the Orioles win 2 out of 3 up in New York.
Absolutely. And they'll play 3 in Tampa beginning tomorrow. And the Rays are still hovering.
Well, they're 8 back, and Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, said, don't think that we don't know they're there, because, again, they can, with their pitching, beat anybody.
Kelly Johnson gets a piece to stay alive.
It seems like, though, and, of course, now what, the Yankees are 11-3, I believe, against the Red Sox this year. Sabathia won for the first time, but it took him 128 pitches to pitch 6 innings. The Red Sox got, what, 12 hits, 4 walks, 2 hit batsmen, and only scored 2 runs. 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. So if you're watching Oriole games, and Orioles don't always get them in, it happens to everybody.
Yep. 0-2 on Johnson, 2 out, none on. And just missing inside as Tommy Hunter backs him off the plate.
Yeah, he had a little slider for that 2-run home run, so now 19 home runs. One thing about Kelly Johnson, I had a chance, I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. I saw him in their locker room today, and I didn't realize he turned the double play as well as he did. He's really turned some DPs here. And you see right there, 96. So we saw Tommy Hunter do that when he came in. His debut for the Orioles was 1 inning of relief in Kansas City. He was throwing 97. Did give up a run, and then usually he pitches 91, 93, maybe a lot of 2-seamers, trying to get early contact right to the glove there, and he missed.
So from 1-2 to a full count on Kelly Johnson. Johnson hit 18 home runs for Arizona, and Jim talked about the one he hit here last night, his first for the Jays. And a line drive base hit to right center field. So he got back in the count, got it full, and got a pitch to hit, and a 2-out single. Tommy has averaged 10.3 hits per 9 innings on the year, combining his Texas stats with his Orioles stats.
Yeah, and again, I think you like the percentage of not walking somebody where you have no chance. What did he say with his interview with Amber Theo Harris, where he basically said, hey, I got defending guys out there, they got to bring their gloves out on the field, I'll try to use them. And that was pretty much just try to throw something and he's going to put in play, maybe you'll get an out. But again, Kelly Johnson says I get to see 6 pitches. So he didn't want to go that long, but didn't want to walk him.
Here's Brett Laurie, the third baseman, and down and away, 1-0. Laurie at 326, 6 home runs and 18 RBIs. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going. He's 11 for 31 in that streak. Outstanding start to his career as he looks over a strike, pounding that outside corner to right-handed batters. Yeah, you mentioned the walks with Tommy Hunter, and that's a good point, because this year, and again, he's only in his 15th game in his 6th start, but he's averaged 1.1 walks per 9 innings. Anytime you're about 1, you're doing something. That's a fastball by Laurie there, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, we've seen about the only place that it appears you can go with this youngster, and again, he's only 21, is in. And that's otherwise out over the plate, breaking balls right there. He hits it sharp to right field. He just has a knack of doing that, and it's going to create the first and third.
So back-to-back hits. Laurie's hitting 9 in a row, and 2 on with 2 down.
Yeah, pretty much in the middle of the plate, but what you like about a young hitter is that he understands if you hit the ball sharply, you can hit it by the defense. Boy, years ago when I was hurt, I'd watched Dave McNally pitch a game in Memorial Stadium. Of course, great defenders, left-handed pitcher. You had Belanger at short and Brooks Robinson. That's what, 25 gold gloves. Brooks with 16, Mark with 19. And every time he stayed out in the middle of the plate, Davey Johnson with 4 double plays, Boog, really good defenders, Blair in center. When you don't let him hit it hard, the holes close. And that's what staying out of the middle of the plate is all about.
JP Arancibia takes ball 1. So Kelly Johnson was 1-2, eventually got a 3-2 pitch to hit. Brett Laurie was 1-2, and he singled on a 1-2 pitch.
And you get a good idea of why this is the 4th best offense in the American League. And then again, the teams in front of them can flat out hit.
Arancibia swings through it. There's Don Wakamatsu. He is filling in for John Farrell.
Terrific guy. We got to know him as a bench coach down in Texas. Managed Seattle for a couple of years. Good baseball man. Former catcher out of Arizona State.
Here's the 1-1. Good swing, and he fouled it off. 1-2. Isn't it interesting how many former catchers become good managers?
Well, the field's in front of him. Got to pay attention. Got to think.
Joe Torre, well, he was a catcher, then he was a third baseman, then a first baseman, but he started as a catcher. Jim Leland was a minor league catcher.
Oh, Joe, how about, let's go way back. Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra. Ralph Houck.
Mike Scioscia. That's
there you go.
One of the great present managers. Great reputation.
1-2 pitch is fouled back. Joe Girardi with the Yankees.
Yeah. Well, we can go right down the list, and you're going to find amazing. A lot of catchers.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, John Farrell did it the opposite way. Joe Madden in Tampa Bay was a catcher. John Farrell, a pitcher, and he's actually very qualified to be a big league manager because he's also run a farm system. He understands player development. 1-2 pitch is high, I guess. Tommy Hunter thought the inning was over. 2-2.
Yeah, nice take by JP, and JP looks like he's a good low ball hitter. Again, 20 home runs. And right there, just a little out of the zone. He ducks it. Of course, you reverse the count where he's in favor, he probably would have been wailing at that.
Runner from first goes. The 2-2 is fouled off, so Laurie will have to get back to first base.
Yeah, they know he's a good fastball hitter. It's kind of, I was talking to JP and Shaby the other day after Kevin Craig came in, and he got the blown save on Monday night, and he said, we know him so well, we kind of knew what to look for. He said he always throws me first pitch cutters or curveballs. And that's what he did, and he was sitting on it and singled into left field. But this is a kid that his first big league game, 4 hits, 2 home runs. And yet they didn't really push him last year. They traded John, or they actually let John Buck go as a free agent, and he became their regular catcher.
2-2 is low. Wieters bluffs the throw to second base and holds on. So the stolen base for Laurie. He's at second with 2 down, and for a third consecutive hitter after getting ahead, Hunter falls behind now.
No, these are just good takes, not a big lead. Right here, you do have the go-ahead run down at third base. So if you're Matt Wieters, unless you know, you can throw him out.
And the 3-2 line to center field. Adam Jones is there, and he has it for the out. So a couple of hits and 2 left in scoring position. Well, the Baltimore Grand Prix about to take over downtown. Today for the Luna Double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Highest averages batting second in the American League. Eric Thames, who's batting number 2 today at 318. Jeter the best, 328, although he leads off quite a bit. And Nick Markakis at 294 on the list as well. It's a very important spot in a major league lineup.
Yeah, it certainly is. You've got to be willing to take pitches. You also have to be able to hit the ball into right field, try to advance runners. Also helps to be a good fastball hitter, because if you get some speed on the bases early, you'll probably get some fastballs in the number 2 spots.
Adam Jones will lead off for the Orioles. Birds went 3 up, 3 down in the first, and Adam is looking to break out. He is 2 for 17 on the homestand, and over a longer stretch, he's now just 2 for his last 26.
Yeah, a couple of sacrifice flies in the early on, but again, anything to get on, and they don't find that, and of course it goes into foul territory anyway. So Rory at least will play up for another strike, take away the bunt. Just not apparently seeing the ball. Today we didn't talk because they didn't really hit, but usually Adam goes, boy, just swinging at pitchers' pitches, and of course they're making some good pitches, and then typical to what goes on when you're in a little bit of a mini slump, what happens is pitches you do get to hit, you miss, or you overswing.
Or you think too much.
Well, I think that's part of it. Again, he's projecting. I want to hit 300. He's projecting, I want to drive in 100 runs. And it's all about your next hit and about your next RBI when those opportunities present themselves.
Right field chasing Bautista. He'll get there. Jones retired. And one away in the Orioles second. Your favorite birds are back with their favorite dogs and cats in the 2012 Orioles Pet Calendar, presented by Southwest Airlines. Get your 15-month calendar featuring all of the Oriole favorites, including Nick Markakis, Adam Jones, and Matt Wieters. Proceeds benefit the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. To get the 2012 Pet Calendar, 888-848-BIRD, or go online at Orioles.com. That is a fabulous cause to help all those animals in need. Vladimir Guerrero takes ball 1. Vladimir's got a 2-game hitting streak going. 1 RBI in the last 2 games. Line drive. There's a base hit, a rocket to right center field. Guerrero's going to have a chance for extra bases as that one goes all the way to the wall. And Vladimir chugging into second base with a 1-out double.
Yeah, he learned his lesson when he got thrown out at third the other day. I mean, he had double coming out of the box today. Again, it's just something out over the plate. That's where his comfort zone is. And he just smokes it into right center field. They'll knock it down, but he's already shut it down. Couldn't really tell if maybe he was favoring something or the fact that just, again, when you try to stretch a double into a triple and get thrown out, you're probably going to think a little more prudently.
Talking with Yunel Escobar. So 1 down. Wieters has a chance for an RBI. As Jim mentioned, Matt was given last night off, but Showalter said he was either going to catch the night game and get today off, or catch the day game and get last night off, and that's what he elected to do. And Matt Wieters back in the lineup from the right side. He has hit 4 home runs in the past 8 games. Wieters 5 RBIs on the homestand. He's got 15 RBIs in the month of August.
Yeah, 109 points higher from this side of the plate.
I have to keep reminding myself it's now September. And there's a base hit, left center field. Guerrero will score easily. Wieters is going to head to second base. And the Orioles on back-to-back doubles have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it looks like the Blue Jays are hitting, and it was last night. That's what they did all night long. He had 4 home runs right here. You could see Aaron Sebia sits in. He's got to reach all the way back across the plate, except the bat head gets in the way. So again, that 346 batting average, it goes up. You could see him maybe not favoring the leg, but again, very much like Guerrero, just kind of coasting into second base.
Yeah, that Blue Jay effort last night was amazing, as they had base runners on in each inning of the game and a total of 20 base hits.
And Perez is not the type of pitcher, as we've seen with both Guerrero and Wieters, pitch up. I mean, that's a changeup right there, so at least he's trying to slow the bats down. But he's got to be down. Otherwise, the Orioles going to have a field day hitting. Just the way it is now in the big leagues. Really doesn't matter if you have an Oriole uniform on or which bird you are, a Blue Jay.
Wieters' 53rd RBI has given the Orioles the lead. Reynolds at the plate. 0-1 the count. And that's down and in. At this time of year, because the teams have played so many games, it's very difficult to move up in any of the categories with any swiftness. And to give you an idea of just how good the Blue Jays were last night, they began the ninth in the league in team batting, and they're 7th now off one game. That's an incredible jump.
Well,
off one game.
It was
20 base hits. You know, it's like with an everyday player. I mean, here's Mark Reynolds at the plate. He's had 453 official at-bats plus 63 walks. So it might fluctuate a point, if that, with every base hit and or out.
Well, that Ranger doubleheader when 30-3 and then 9-8, the Orioles went from, at August 22nd, went from 6th to 9th in pitching ERA in one night.
And Reynolds swings and misses. He's down on strikes and 2 away. So Perez gets a big out.
Yeah, again, he's going to have to use all his pitches. Obviously, if you have your sinker, you keep throwing it. But right here is good breaking ball. So he's starting to throw some changeups. And this is part of the learning process up here. I mean, a guy in the bullpen, he comes out. I mean, lefties were only hitting .218. He was a left-handed specialist. They brought him up because they figured this guy was a starter, AA, AAA. Let's give him a chance to get lefties out here, and he did. And now the last month, he's going to have a chance to start.
Nolan Reimold with Wieters at 2nd and 2 down.
If you could throw that pitch all day long, you'll take your chances. The belt high stuff at 90, it's not going to work.
Perez, 26 years old, from the Dominican Republic. He started with the Jays in 2006. He actually had quite extensive seasoning in the minor leagues. 122 games in the minors. High fly ball to left field. He got under it. Eric Thames is back. And he will make the catch, and the inning ends. But back-to-back doubles. The Orioles get the lead. Matt Wieters with the RBI will enter the third. 1-0 O's. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. Nice day downtown. 81 degrees at first pitch. A little overcast since we started, and Tommy Hunter now with a 1-0 lead.
Well, the clouds are moving faster than the traffic here in Baltimore today, with the Grand Prix upon us.
Now, when those guys are out there, they'll be moving along.
Oh, they'll be motoring along.
McCoy shows bunt, takes ball 1.
You know, the Toronto has been very patient this afternoon. One of the notes today, only the White Sox are walk less or see less plate appearance. So the second highest or lowest amount of seeing pitches, but today it looks like they have a very discerning eye for some reason. And you know Hunter's going to be around. There's their hitting instructor, Dwayne Murphy. I said, Murphy, are you tired after last night? 13 runs, 20 hits. he compared their offense to what Tampa Bay did a couple of years ago, where it seems like, you know, a younger ball club. How are you going to compete in the American League East? People forget, I think, sometimes that Tampa Bay has won 2 of the last 3 divisions in the American League East. And they did it by developing young players.
Yeah, they've done a real good job, in particular with the pitching. And the more pitching you develop, it enables you to do other things trade-wise. 3-1 is there for a strike, 3-2, and the Sean Markham for Brett Laurie trade, a perfect example. They had a surplus of pitching. They sacrificed one of their frontline starters because they got that guy who's 21 years old and was the top prospect, and there's a leadoff walk. So Tommy Hunter, after getting a lead, allows the leadoff man on. Time now for America's Natural Gas Alliance Game Flow here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Rubber game of 3, and it's been about the opportunities taken advantage of so far. The Jays got 2 on in the second, couldn't score, but the Orioles got back-to-back doubles in the second. Vladimir got it started, and then Wieters drove him in. The runner on for Yunel Escobar.
And Tommy Hunter is the perfect guy to hit and run if the count gets 2-0, 2-1, because you have a little speed at first. I mean, McCoy hitting 206, you know he didn't want to walk him. And you know he didn't want to walk him after they get him a 1-0 lead. But again, you know, Escobar can handle the bat. Hits the ball to right field with the best of them. So we're getting into, well, we call that a strike, I guess.
He gets ahead, 0-1. Tommy just 25. He's out of Indianapolis. 0-1 on Escobar. And a foul back. When Tommy Hunter was drafted by Texas, he was a first-round pick, but he was 54th overall. He was a compensation pick given to the Rangers because Mark DeRosa, whom they had traded for, became a free agent and left, and Tommy Hunter became the pick. 0-2 the count on Escobar. And a slow bouncer towards third goes foul.
Yeah, with those compensation picks, they can really help you out. Toronto got 2 for Scott Downs. They got 2 of the first 74 players. And then what did Tampa Bay? They got 12 of the first 89.
That's why there are some organizational philosophies that if you do have players who you believe will leave as free agents, sometimes it's better to just allow that to happen, because then you can select the player with the compensation. There's a bouncer towards third and down the line. That's a base hit heading towards the corner. Reimold over quickly. McCoy goes to third, and in at second with a double is Escobar. So here come the Blue Jays right back at Tommy Hunter. Second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, it's just a ground ball, but again, what's the position? Sitting away, it just stays in, and when you don't get away in, it's just a routine ground ball, but your defense is off the bag, and Dino can't get to it. He's anticipating something away. Boy, so position of the ball on the plate, so important if you want outs. And again, we saw it. Well, we saw it on Monday night. The base on balls. In fact, the Orioles won when Brian Talent, with a 1-run lead in the 10th, walked 2. Orioles, both of them scored. The Orioles win an extra innings.
Eric Thames takes inside. One of 3 left-handed batters in the lineup against Hunter. There are the runners. The lead man McCoy walked, and the Escobar double, second and third. There's a strike in the inside corner. Good pitch. Hunter has now allowed 3 hits and 4 base runners in his 2 innings plus 2 batters.
Well, you can see the low numbers. He does strike out about 1 out of every 4 times, and if you're Tommy Hunter, that's what you're maybe looking for here.
And a roller towards first. Reynolds will tag out Thames as he goes by. McCoy scores to tie the game. That's a very productive out by Eric Thames. Not only does he get a run in, Escobar ends up at third.
Now you can kind of look around, and even if you're a young player, is that, you know, if you hit the ball to the right side, you're going to get a run in because you're playing back. And that's what he does. But again, the leadoff walk scores. So there's your tying run. And Tommy Hunter doesn't do that. It's only the second walk in his now 5th start for the Orioles.
And here's Jose Bautista, who is tied for 6th in the American League in RBIs with his 88. He now leads the league in home runs with 39. And a base hit to center field, a rocket. Escobar will score. Bautista thinking to. Adam Jones fires back in, and Bautista puts on the brakes. So that is the first base hit of the 4 that was not with 2 strikes.
Yeah, right down the middle. A little change up again. It's where the location is. Didn't fool him one bit. Stayed up, and he was right on it.
So RBI number 89 has given Toronto the lead. It's a 2-1 game.
Yeah, Jose Bautista, a little meltdown with the umpiring, got thrown out, went in, threw his bat helmet, all that, got tossed, and Dwayne Murphy said that's just wasted energy. Stop worrying about the umpires.
Adam Lind to right field. Markakis back on it as this ball carries, but Nick's going to get to it on the warning track. Boy, when that ball left the bat, it looked like a routine fly, and it carried to the warning track for the out. Well, today's Baltimore Grand Prix Masson 3-day pass winner is Dan Coles of Linthicum. Dan wins 4 3-day passes to the Baltimore Grand Prix, the streets of Baltimore, at 180 miles per hour. The Grand Prix gets going tomorrow, September 2nd through the 4th. Now 2 down. Here's Edwin Encarnacion, who flat out to right his first at bat. And missing outside, 1-0.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to live on that outside corner. And Tommy Hunter is much more comfortable away to right-handers than in. We saw that in the Yankee game. A little more comfortable pitching into lefty because he has the cutter. Again, there, good velocity, so he gets it by it, but again, pretty much in the middle of the plate. Yeah, if you're 88 to 92, and that's kind of where, or maybe 91, where JoJo Reyes was, and you make those same pitches, they're not going to miss him, and they didn't.
Bautista leading from first with 2 down, 2 runs in for Toronto. Ball on a strike on Encarnacion. Encarnacion, 28 years old. He's been well traveled. He was drafted originally by Texas, and as a minor leaguer, Texas traded him to Cincinnati, where he stayed until he was traded to Toronto in 2009. And at the end of last season, he was claimed on waivers by the Athletics, but then they didn't tender him a contract, and he became a free agent, went right back to Toronto.
Well, he's in the right position, and that's hitter. He wasn't a very good third baseman. Alex Anthopoulos, the general manager, said he will get him 600 at bats. That's the one thing he told. Again, he could have played Aaron Sebia. Talking about Anthopoulos, but they wanted John Buck, who was going to leave, to have a good contract, which he did with the Marlins.
3-1 pitch off the end of the bat to center field, but Jones moves in on it, and he has it for the out. Jays get the lead. They score 2 and Strand 1. Mid-third at Camden Yards, 2-1 Toronto. Camden Yards. You can meet some of your favorite former Birds at the Orioles Alumni Autograph Series. Former O's players and coaches will stop by the Masson booth on Utah Street, right near Gate A. They'll sign autographs and meet and greet fans. Now, the autograph station opens 90 minutes before first pitch, stays open until 30 minutes before the game, and a new former Orioles player will appear at every game. So come on out, Oriole Park, Mondays and Thursdays, and relive some of your great moments at the Alumni Autograph Series. Calvin Maduro was among the alumni out there today.
And he was on the pregame show today, talking about international scouting.
Ryan Adams takes a strike, leading off in the Oriole third. Maduro from Aruba. Jonathan Scope, one of the top hitting prospects, is at Frederick. He's from Curacao, right near there. Adams to right field, chasing Bautista. Wow, is the ball carrying out there. Bautista will get to it, and he has it for the out and one away. Today's minor league report is brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. Joe Mahoney at Frederick and Bowie having a real good year. 289, 10 home runs, and 63 RBIs. As Mahoney is trying to help the Bay Sox get in the postseason in the Eastern League.
Yeah, early injuries for him. This big, strong left-handed hitter. Didn't he hit 3 in spring training?
Oh, yeah. He was off to a good start. And then he started having leg problems. Strike one to Andino. Robert flied out his first at-bat. He is now 3 for his last 22. He has done an outstanding job defensively this year. And a foul ball. Robert Andino now playing every day. 8 doubles in the month of August to tie for the team lead.
Yeah, he's shown us some power the other way, and of course all year long he's hit lefties well. He came in today's game at 325, a little, down what, 230-ish against right-handed batters.
Center field, McCoy is there, and he's got it for the out. That looked like that was going to be one of those, uh-oh, it's right at me.
Well, we've already seen knuckleballs. Adam Jones had to run a knuckleball down. Yeah, ball hit right on the nose, but right at somebody. But Joe, I don't know what Joe West is saying. Maybe he went to his mouth. I'm not really sure what this is about. Or,
yeah,
well, maybe
Andino's coming back.
And what is this about? Well, if it's catcher's interference, he goes to first, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No interference.
And Joe West didn't gesture before the pitch.
Well, everybody's ready to go. I don't understand this. And neither does Don Wakamatsu. Oh, maybe he called a no pitch because, but again, you don't have to wind up. I mean, right there, he's going to do something. Maybe that was a quick pitch. He may have called a quick pitch.
Whatever it is.
Remember, we saw Ho Cheever do it a couple of times, change his windup, but you're allowed to do that, I guess, unless they think you deceive but it's deceive the runner. Doesn't matter. See?
How about that? So Andino gets another crack at it, a do-over, if you will, and he gets a single.
This is a little breaking ball. You can see the target, and he just hangs it. Same result. Look at Robert now, about 330 against lefties. Doesn't miss those pitches. Didn't have to reach for it. Just kind of says, hit me.
So there's a single. See if the Orioles now can take advantage of that. They have a base runner when a moment ago they did not. Here's Hardy.
What a joker. Aggiel used to call that a room service curveball.
Room service curveball.
And they kind of just right to where you like it.
Can read the commissioner's signature as it comes in. Hardy flied out his first at bat, deep to center field. He takes a strike.
Yeah, home run if he just could have pulled it a little bit, but hit it probably where it's around 400 feet. And McCoy ran it down right before he hit the wall.
And Dino with some speed, but what kind of move Perez has, a little slide step, so almost impossible to steal. Arancibia throws out about 25% of the runners that try to steal. Jose Molina a couple percent better.
Joe West is the crew chief, and he's certainly in charge when he's out there. Before the Blue Jays batted in the top of the third, when Tommy Hunter went out to the mound, Joe West stopped him, quick toss to first, and said something to him. And it might have been something about that pitch. Tommy thought he had strike three. I don't know. Do umpires ever say to pitchers, yeah, I might have missed that one?
Not too often,
Not
but
too often.
He might have.
1-2 on Hardy. And he got him. Hardy down on strikes. There's that same pitch he got Reynolds on, 2 down.
Yep, the little breaking ball this time doesn't get in the middle of the plate. I think it would behoove J.P. Arancibia to get a target up. Now here it didn't matter, but you like to see some glove percentage. And the good catchers, and Matt Wieters when he came up, maybe late with a glove, and boy, has he changed that. And we saw Russell Martin, really good sign. Get the glove up, otherwise you're throwing it for. He never gets it up.
Markakis a bouncer to second. Right there is Kelly Johnson, and the inning ends. So the base hit after the out does not hurt Toronto. We'll head to the fourth. It's a 2-1 game. Fly ball in left field. This day in baseball history brought to you by Verizon Fios. Switch to Fios and network ahead. To learn more, visit verizon.com/getFios. So Tommy Hunter back on the mound. As we go to the fourth, here's Kelly Johnson. Laurie and Arancibia follow. And the breaking ball bends in there for a strike.
Yeah, when I was 18 and I played for Cal Ripken Sr. in Aberdeen, South Dakota, I actually pitched a no-hitter and got a triple play in the same game.
Really? I was wondering why you weren't on that list with the strikeouts.
I didn't strike out many guys. I never struck out 200. I tried one day. We were tuning up for the playoffs. I pitched 7 innings, and then Ed Brickman came up. I had 199. I tried everything. Sidearmed him, everything. He popped up. I think a lot of it might have been that I didn't learn how to pitch till we went to the DH, and then you lose that hitter, that pitcher. It makes it a little bit easier to have the pitcher come up. So usually, if you have your good stuff, a strikeout or 2 a game extra.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I walked a couple. I walked runners to first and second, and then threw a line drive to Bobby Litchfield, our second baseman. Short hopped it to Belanger, over to Mike Fiore, and the runner from second tried to go to third, and Mike Fiore threw him out. And I'm kind of drifting over there, and they had a guy, Ron Plaza, was their manager for Winnipeg, a Cardinal organization, and he's calling the runner every name in the book because he tried to advance. And that's how I got my, I ended up pitching a no-hitter, probably walked about 9, and a triple play in the same game.
Johnson late on that swing, couldn't reach the high fastball and one away.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter said, I'm not going to mess around. And last time he got 3-2, threw him a strike, but he got to see a lot of pitches. This time, see if you can hit that pitch. Good fastball out of the zone.
So 1 down, and here's Brett Laurie. We went down and checked with the official score, and they believe what happened on that Andino play is that Joe West heard J.P. Arancibia request time, but the pitcher followed through with the pitch, and Joe West, even though we didn't see him gesture at all, maybe verbally gave him time. So if time is out, the pitch doesn't count. So we're going to try to confirm that, but that's what the official score believes happened. High fly ball right center field. Adam Jones, a long run, still going after it. It bounces up and into the stands for a ground rule double. There is a jet stream out that way today as that one carries for a double.
Well, 3 weeks ago we saw Brett Laurie in his first weekend in the big leagues homer to right center field. If you're going to pitch him away, and look where the target is. Of course, he doesn't get it there. This is belt high away, and he got that little hitch, and then you just don't catch up with it. And it looks to me the type of hitter, because of his speed, probably got to play a couple of steps deeper. Otherwise, probably would have caught that. But again, I mean, he can hit the ball the other way with authority. And we saw what happens when you hang a breaking ball, 3-run home run off of Guthrie on Monday.
J.P. Arancibia. We'll look at ball 1. Arancibia lined out to Adam Jones. That ended the second. 25-year-old catcher.
Yeah, learning how to do it here. And not only catching, and of course, a power guy. He can hit home runs. Again, 20 home runs. That's #1 of any catcher in the American League, and then tied with RBIs with 62.
Two 2-0 the count on Arancibia. Left field. Back on it. Reimold still going back. He's not going to get it. And it bounces against the wall. Laurie will score. And heading to second with an RBI double, Arancibia. So the Jays add another. Back-to-back doubles, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, already again 3 extra base hits. Good read by Laurie. He doesn't even hesitate. Just a cut fastball. And again, JP goes out and covers the outside corner. You can do that when you're strong. And right here, no hesitation whatsoever. And of course, he's halfway already, easily scores to make it 3-1.
So Tommy Hunter, 3 runs on 6 hits and still only 1 down. Here's Mike McCoy. Check swing and a bouncer towards third. That stays fair, and Dino hustles it across to get the out. So a check swing out, break there for Hunter, and 2 down. There's still time to entertain clients, colleagues, and more with a custom suite package at Oriole Park. Private suites available, a variety of locations and packages, and offer your company a sophisticated, affordable way to make a statement. Now, to find out more, visit Orioles.com/suites, or if you prefer to arrange a private tour, just call 410-547-6076. So an excuse me out. Tommy Hunter benefits from it. Here's Yunel Escobar. And a ground ball towards the hole. That's a base hit. Runners being sent. Here comes Arancibia towards the plate. Reimold's throw is behind Wieters, and Tommy Hunter backs up. That's an RBI single, and going to second on the throw is Escobar. So Escobar continues to hurt the Orioles.
Just a lot of balls. You can see the target, but he misses by about 6-8 inches. And I mean, what else are you going to look off of Hunter? He throws a lot of cutters, fastballs, very few curveballs. I don't know if he's thrown a changeup. So, those number, again, 4 starts, 1-2 record, ERA of 8.22 showing up today because they hit the hard stuff with the best of them.
47th RBI for Escobar.
Yeah, you go, ask Eric Thames, who's stepping into the plate. What do you want to hit? Something off speed, or do I want to and he takes the curveball, do I want to hit a fastball? I'm not going to really tell you, but I can tell you what he's thinking, and that is, throw me the hard stuff. That's what I hit in the minor leagues. It's what I do best up here. Do I want it away? Oh yeah, I want it out over the plate. Oh no, I don't want it inside. Arms. Yep, exactly. That way I can. Do I want to see a couple of pitches, or I want to see 4, 5, 6 every time up? I'd like to see a bunch of pitches.
1-1 is bounced to first. Right there is Reynolds. He'll step on the base, and the inning ends. But back-to-back 2-run innings against Hunter. Bottom of the fourth, 4-1 Toronto. By AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And by Nissan's Bottom Line Sales Event, tremendous selections, great offers, bottom line savings. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer. Well, Luis Perez now has a 4-1 lead, and as the Orioles were batting in the third inning on the final play, watch Perez as he broke towards first and came up limping a little bit. Halfway over, maybe was just a cramp because he's back out there on the mound, but certainly something we'll keep an eye on as we go along.
Yeah, went down those steps very carefully. So not that hot, again, the low 80s, and humidity certainly, what, around 60%, 59%, somewhere in there.
Very pleasant. So here's Adam Jones, Guerrero, and Wieters will follow. Birds now down by 3.
They need some offense. We talked about that in the opening. If you expect to play Toronto and not score runs and win, it's not going to happen.
Good change up there.
But all of a sudden, yeah, it's like almost like he's just gotten a lot smarter in the last inning or two. When we talk about Luis Perez using all his pitches. And again, once you establish other pitches, then they just can't sit on that one pitch.
Sharply hit to third. Laurie, what a play. Deep throw, and he got him. Wow.
Well, you know, a lot of times we've seen him come in, didn't play well that first weekend, worked on his defense. You don't see a guy have to throw it any longer here, and then there's the arm, speed coming down the bases. First of all, you get to it, set your feet, which he does right there, and then there you go. I mean, Sean Markham was a good pitcher, but he wasn't going to be a guy that's going to win 18, 22 games. I mean, he was going to be a serviceable guy coming off an arm injury. To get a player like this for him, wow.
And a tremendous deal for
really
the Jays. Is. And from the Brewers' perspective, they really were looking for Markham for the middle of the rotation.
Yeah. Well, they already have.
Yeah.
You know, they went out and got Greinke. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Gallardo and another guy that can really pitch well for him when he's healthy. So they were just trying to have safety in numbers. I know Rick Kranitz got to have a big smile on his face.
Yeah, he's having a good year there.
Yeah, Rick, the pitching coach with the Orioles, he went over there. Yeah, what set them apart was the ability to win 22 out of 25 games. When the rest of that National League Central was struggling.
And foul back. Well, the final month of the season, how do players fare? Vladimir Guerrero in September's in his career, .325 average, real good slugging percentage. J.J. Hardy, .280. Matt Wieters, .327. And Kevin Gregg, 12 out of 15 in saves in his career with a fairly good ERA. So something to look at as we move along. Too tight with a fastball. The other thing Milwaukee does tremendously well is they're 50 and 18 at home.
Yeah, well, they have tremendous fan support.
50 wins at home is the most in the major leagues. 2-2 on Guerrero, 1 out, none on. Outside ball 3. And there goes Perez walking again, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to finish this.
Well, you don't want him to favor something and hurt his shoulder. There might be a back. You know, it looked like it was a leg thing. Bruce Walton looking on, and they certainly know what it is or where he was having a problem. So 1-2 to 3-2.
And Guerrero fouls it off.
Yeah, fastball away. He hit a double up the gap. Curveball, he yanks it foul. So what do you think? A changeup? Something in between?
Well, he threw a first pitch changeup to Jones and had him well out in front.
And then his third baseman saved the day.
Yes.
Well, it is part of the deal. I mean, you have to got to pitch to your defense, and of course they're pulling. I mean, they get their whole left side in the hole here. There's the changeup.
Guerrero to center field. Mike McCoy back on it, and that ball is gone. Guerrero hits it out to nearly straightaway center field, and it's a 4-2 game.
So there you go. Fastball for a double. Curveball. He smacks it foul. Throws him a changeup. Again, pretty much just 3-2 for a strike. And then he belts it. So that is his 447th career home run. HOF written all over this swing right here. I mean, that's not a horrible. Watch him stay down there. Now it speeds up the bat. We've seen all summer long. Ladd not getting the fastballs as well as he used to, which is somewhat expected at age 36.
Our Dodge Ram Expo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram. Well, it's a 4-2 game now, and here's Matt Wieters. Well, right on cue, we showed you Guerrero's career numbers in September, and today on September the 1st, he is 2 for 2, a double, a home run, and 2 runs scored. Wieters drove in the first run, gave the Orioles a 1-0 lead with an RBI double in the second. This foul ball out of play.
Well, the offense is going to have to come to the front. Get in that bullpen. Casey Jansen, he was their best middleman. He had back stiffness after his one inning the other night.
They did get John Roush back today. He was activated off the disabled list, so they have an 8-man bullpen today, but that was the only player move that the Blue Jays made prior to today's game. The Orioles made the 2 moves with Kyle Hudson and Rick Vandenhurst coming up. Now, I couldn't tell when you and I were in Buck's office this morning chatting, or I was listening. You guys were having a real interesting conversation. And Vandenhurst came in and you said something about his weight. I couldn't tell if you
joking.
were okay.
Talk about a racehorse. He looked like he was in shape.
He looked like he needed a steak.
Potato. That's what we eat. A potato. You look emaciated.
See, because I was wondering when was the last time you saw him. He's been in AAA a long time.
No. I was just joking around. I said, can you show us a smile and tell us you're happy? And a big smile came over his face. Happy that you're actually back. Happy to be back. He's going to have a chance probably to pitch a lot. Might even start some games.
3-2 to Wieters to center field, chasing McCoy. Back this one goes, and that ball is gone. There's back-to-back for the Birds. And it's a 1-run game.
Well, again, Luis Perez, a reliever, so it's only his 3rd start. Matt Wieters now 5 more home runs than he hit last year. Monster year hitting right-handed. There you go. Fastball, not a changeup. That's what Guerrero hit, and then he just belts it. The ball in the air is flying. But then again, you got the Jays against the Orioles. A lot of these balls are sprouting wings.
So back-to-back go the Orioles. And it's a one-run game. And here's Mark Reynolds. And
it doesn't get a lot easier.
Yeah, here's your leading home run hitter. So for Wieters, it's number 16. Reynolds is fourth in the league in home runs. He has 31.
Well, there was almost 32. Hanging breaking ball.
Reynolds has now struck out 4 straight at-bats. His first at-bat today and all 3 at-bats last night.
So he broke the all-time Oriole record of, what, 161. Now it's up to 162.
163 as he swings for the breaking ball. So Perez got ahead of him, and he puts Reynolds away for the second out. Fans, celebrate the end of summer. Gather up your family, friends, co-workers, and colleagues and enjoy a fun-filled night of Orioles baseball with discounted ticket prices for groups as small as 15 fans and party facilities to fit groups of 1,000 fans. Camden Yards can make any group outing an experience you will never forget. For details, 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com/groups. Now 2 down. Here's Reimold. And the fastball for a strike.
Yeah, a little extra there at 94. Of course, 93 went out of here. And that's the fastball, the velocity on the one Wieters hit.
Well, Perez had not allowed a home run coming into this game since July the 7th. Travis Hafner of the Indians hit a grand slam off him in that game at Cleveland at Progressive Field. So from July the 7th to September 1st, and then he gives them up back-to-back.
Well, the Blue Jays, I mean, indeed may learn that he's better suited out of the bullpen, and that's what this last month's going to be about, most likely. They want to finish 500. They want to get to see their young players.
Well, he's had an interesting year, as Jim mentioned. He not only was sent to the minors in spring training, they sent him down in mid-March. He wasn't even around for the final 2 weeks of the Major League camp. But then by April 15th, he was called up. April 20th, back down. May 23rd, back up to the big club. Then July 19th, back down.
Yeah, the important thing, so I think and a lot of times you'll do that in spring training if you're not going to get your innings, so you send him down. He's going to, pitch his 3, 4, 5, 6 innings, sequence himself into being a starter. Then you need a left-hander in your bullpen. You bring him up. Then you send him down, and he's still starting in AAA Las Vegas. So at least he got his innings in. But then when he was up here, he was sitting around, and what he was doing is just pitching, short periods of time, not starting. Even though he did have a number of appearances where he would pitch 2 innings, had the capabilities and the stuff to do that. But again, second time through the order. That's what Dennis Eckersley told me. He said, I found out after I became a starter when he went with Tony La Russa, a lot easier to get a guy out once than 3 or 4 times.
3-2 to Reimold is a call, strike 3. Reimold thought he had ball 4, started down to first, and there's the final out of the inning. But the Orioles get back in it. Vladimir Guerrero, his 11th, followed by Matt Wieters' 16th. It's a 4-3 game. brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. Oh, the flowers of summer along the inner harbor. Nice breeze. Nice day to sit on your deck with the puppies.
The paintbrush of Mother Nature.
There you go.
Amongst us.
Oh, wait, I was wrong about it. You sit on the deck with a glass of water. No coffee. Not during the game, at least.
No.
I made a promise to someone, and I'm sticking to it.
I chill.
Here's Jose Bautista. Breaking balls there for a strike.
I chill. That's what you need. Yeah, that'll be your creamer. I chill.
I still don't understand the concept of that.
Calms you down.
Oh.
Well, that's what you need to take when you pitch. You got to be relaxed. Ball's got to come off the fingertips. You can't put the death grip on it. Same with hitting.
Is that a legal supplement?
Yes. Melatonin, I think, has it. I mean, very benign substances, other than they're designed to calm people.
Right.
Calming effect.
2-1 on Bautista. Hard hit ball to third. Oh, Andino gloved it. Look what I got. And he gets Bautista.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Well, there are a couple of ways.
The ice cream cone.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a reflex position. You're going to see right here, great angle, how quickly it gets down there. And how quickly he can get out of the way. Here comes the bull. Oh, nice play, though. Right there. Stay down, and you can always come up. You can't go down. And again, in the webbing. Strong, accurate throw. Maybe not textbook, but certainly gets it done. Checking his glove for injury.
Okay, and there's a pitch taken by Adam Lind. 1-0. Okay, Jim Henneman, the official scorer, has sent word that they did get confirmation from the field, and when Andino got another chance to hit on this weak ground ball to second, Adams gets it to first and 2 down. Joe West did in fact call a quick pitch on Perez.
Yeah.
Now,
because what he didn't do, he did something abnormal. Now, I guess you can call that. Usually it would be a balk if there was a runner on. We've seen it. We saw Hochever do it a couple of times. Then we saw Guthrie try to do it. Not very well. Trying to copy him.
I don't even understand the concept of that.
Well, you're trying to deceive the hitter. That's what you're trying to do, and must be something in the rule book that doesn't allow you to do that.
Fly ball to center. Adam Jones, and a real good bounce back inning for Tommy Hunter. 3 up, 3 down. Mid-fifth. It's a 1-run game at Camden Yards. Home runs as the Orioles back in this game as Guerrero and Wieters last inning back-to-back solo shots, and it's 4-3. Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and Tommy Hunter just did exactly what you want your pitcher to do. His hitters got him back in the game, and he went down not only a shutdown inning but a very quick 3 up, 3 down.
Well, it's also what you want from a young pitcher is to make adjustments. Hard stuff, they're hitting them all over the ballpark, in the middle of the plate, all over the ballpark. Not that he was getting behind, but he was getting into deep counts where they'd get to see a bunch of pitches that inning, some changeups, some curveballs, making adjustments. And while you make adjustments, as you mentioned, you get into the dugout, your hitters get some bats, and this was a game about outslugging this team. the Blue Jays are fourth in offense, and you're going to have to score some runs, which the Orioles did until last night when they got shut out. But would it have mattered anyway because they got beat 13-0?
Well, and early on in this game, the other thing that we're seeing is the ball is really carrying, in particular to center and to right center field. So here we go as Ryan Adams will lead off, and he fouls it back. Ryan, the number 9 batter, then Andino and Hardy will follow as the Orioles look for that tying run. Ryan Adams has done an outstanding job since coming back to the big club. He was told to work on certain things in AAA, and he went down. He did exactly that. He earned his way back, and now getting regular playing time, and he's doing very well.
Yeah, to his benefit, there's not a lot of alternatives, so that's certainly a good thing for him. And
1-1 the count on him. And a good take outside. Adams flied out his first at bat. He is 12 for 37 since coming back from AAA.
yeah, wears out lefties. Perfect guy to have in there.
So 324 clip since returning from the minors. And a good take there. It was inside, I guess. 3-1.
A good hitting count, and again, he's yet to hit a home run at the major league level, but certainly can hit doubles. We saw that the sacrifice fly, or actually was a base hit, with the everybody in the infield, the outfield in, deep right center field. And right there, ducks a pitch. Good pitch inside. He was looking away. So for Perez, maybe not the sinker today, but he certainly has 3 pitches. That's what you need to start. Got a good changeup. Because Guerrero hit that over the center field fence through 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Wieters hit that over the center field fence.
Perez, long time looking for a sign. Here's the 3-2, and he got him.
Yeah, great pitch there. Fastball hitter. They know what pitch they want to stay away from. Ryan Adams loves it out over the plate. He had it 3-1, but he made a good pitch on the inside part of the plate and then hooks him. Very effective way of pitching.
5th strikeout for Perez. Here's Robert Andino.
3rd in a row, too. Well, at least that's what I have.
That's what I have.
Doesn't mean my card's right. Yours is.
Are you peeking again?
No, you care. I'm thinking about the Grand Prix race.
Now you're going to get back to your apartment.
Oh, no. I'm leaving with you. I'm with you, Jimmy. Come on.
That's right. You promised to buy dinner tonight. I forgot. There's
On
a
the
strike
plane.
on the inside. On the plane.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's like Rudy Arias.
I'll make sure they send some cookies back to Coach.
Oh, that's very true, actually.
Anytime you want to come up front, just let me know.
To the Hall of Fame section.
Yeah, there's 4 in a row there. Another good fastball in. So Perez says, I better protect this 1-run lead. Then my leg can hurt.
It's time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. 1974, the Orioles hold the franchise record for most September wins with 23. And Palmer was on that team. They charged from 6 games back on August 31st and won the division by 2 games over the Yankees.
And the Red Sox had an 8-game lead going into late August. Kirk Gowdy came on, game of the week, said if the Red Sox go 22-23, the Orioles and the Yankees will have to play 700 ball, which both of us almost did, or actually did. And the Red Sox lost 8 in a row, and then they had to go, 22-15, which you don't do in Boston when you've lost 8 in a row with a significant lead.
Right.
And they didn't. They finished 3rd, distant 3rd.
J.J. Hardy is 0 for 2, 2 outs and nobody on. Line, but right at the shortstop. Escobar is there, and the inning ends. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Luis Perez. We're through 5 at Camden Yards. Hunter and the Birds down by a run. Action, game 1 of the 3-game series against the Rays. It'll be Zach Britton on the mound, and he'll get to face David Price. Our coverage on MASN 2 HD begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Verizon Wireless, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
Well, there it is again. Until Minnesota, the last home or the way series was back in May, and then you can see Longoria, maybe the average not where you want, but and then Price coming off 14 strikeouts. They struck out 18 times. He got 14 of them.
And they have to face Zach Britton.
Yes. Well, I asked Zach today. He's looking forward to that. Ooh.
Johnson to center field. Adam Jones going back on it, and that ball's going to go. Kelly Johnson hits it out. Back-to-back days he's homered, and it's a 2-run lead for Toronto.
Yeah, if we went back to the last time he struck him out, he went with a high heat, 93, 94, hangs the changeup, speeds up the bat. Again, doesn't locate well. I mean, watch this right here. It can't be any more down the middle of the plate. And look at that load. I'm going back. I've got a little bit of an uppercut swing. 83-mile-per-hour changeup. So late on 93, right on 83. And there you go. That's his 20th home run of the year. Yeah, it looks to me they got a guy. I mean, because it's not that Aaron Hill, who was traded down to Diamondbacks along with John McDonald, who couldn't hit home runs, but he was going the other way. Home runs were going down, average was going down.
This ball slicing towards Adam Jones, and he comes it down. Good job by Jones, and one away. Tune into the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report later today at 5:30. Tom Davis, Dave Johnson, Mel Antonin, and Phil Wood. They'll discuss all the hot topics from around baseball, and you'll get continuing coverage of today's rubber game here between the O's and the Jays. The Mid-Atlantic Sports Report today, 5:30 on MASN. So Hunter gets the first out. And here's J.P. Arancibia.
Well, they're doing a great job. I mean, it started last night and of going up till you get to 2 strikes, looking for your pitch, and then swinging with authority. And they can do that.
Well, they get 8 hits. They have 4 singles and 4 extra base hits. Went right at him, and Arancibia swings through it. Hunter has allowed 5 runs on 8 base hits. The Orioles have 3 runs on 5 hits. And he got him. Good breaking ball down and away.
Yeah, perfectly executed under the zone. This is how you like to finish your breaking ball. And he does. Fastball hitter. Can't really look. Got to look for everything 2 and 2. Well, I guess you don't have to, but that's what hitters will tell you.
Now 2 down. 3rd strikeout for Hunter. Mike McCoy shows bunt.
And Joe West misses the pitch. It's about as good a low away fastball as you can throw.
And a foul back. Fans get maximum access to exclusive Orioles interviews plus special behind-the-scenes content available only through social media. Be the first to know when you like MASN on Facebook at facebook.com/MASN Orioles content you just can't miss. Inside, 2-1. Hunter has struck out 3. He has walked 1. And 1. McCoy leading off in the 3rd did score. Ball 3.
Yeah, you really have to knock the bat out of his hand. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but if you watch game 1 when he played, Rasmus on the DL with a wrist problem, left-handed power hitting center fielder, he just didn't get the fastballs.
Rolls it to 3rd, and Andino boots it. They roll right up his arm. So that'll be an error on Andino, allowing the inning to continue.
Yeah, he tries to charge it. He probably had more time. Watch him come in, and when he comes in right there, Didn't have to play that short hop, as it turns out. Again, that's the way he plays it, and he does have good hands, but just made it into a tough play. Couldn't make it. He'll tell you that probably should have taken a little bit more time. Anytime a ball's in to you as the third baseman, it takes a little bit longer to get out of the box.
Willie Randolph, his infield coach, who works very hard with these guys.
Yeah, but he can't be out there telling them exactly. I mean, you have, what, about a half a second to make up your mind? I mean, that's why it's such a reflex, this position.
Pitch out, nothing doing. McCoy stays at first. He does have 7 steals. They don't run on Tommy Hunter a lot, only 6 times all year. 4 have made it, and 2 have been caught. Escobar fouls it back. Toronto with 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 1 here in the 6th. The Orioles 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th. Here's the 1-1 hit towards the gap in left center field. Nolan Rimo won't get to it. That gets down for a base hit, and that goes to the wall. Adam Jones will play the carom. Here's McCoy coming around the score, and the Jays get a run following the error. So Yunel Escobar continues to just pound Oriole pitching.
Yeah, just a fastball up and in. And he throws it, he gets it in, but not a lot of zip. So another double. And McCoy gets on the air, scores as you mentioned, and they now take a 6-3 lead.
There's really air in the Oriole bullpen. So the error allowed the inning to continue, and the man who reached on the error has scored. So it's now a 6-3 game.
Yeah, the error really gets you right back to the guy they wanted to lead off the game in, and that's Escobar. And then you try to pick up your team, but sometimes you can't do it.
So Escobar at second, 2 down. Here's Eric Thames, and a bouncer to first, right to Mark Reynolds. He'll step on the base. That ends the inning, but an unearned run following the home run will go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-3 Toronto. In the 4th inning, Matt Wieters, after Vladimir Guerrero came up, right out over the plate. Oh, he didn't miss it. Gets the good part of the wood on the ball, and it carries out to the Orioles bullpen for a solo home run. Luis Perez not too happy about it. That at the time made it 4-3, but the Jays have since added 2, and now the Orioles come up in the 6th, down by 3. And there's Matt Wieters now with 16 home runs. Markakis leads off. Jones and Guerrero follow as Luis Perez still in there.
Now you'd like to get to the bullpen, and again, Perez up and down. Some starts AAA, only third at the big league level. Part of your lineup.
Markakis showed bunt there, Jim, and the Blue Jays aren't buying it. No one in the infield moved after that.
And certainly, I would probably be a little uncomfortable doing it because I've never seen him do it.
Shows it again. That time Laurie did break in a step. 2-0 the count on Nick.
So he moves in a step. I mean, he doesn't move over or anything like that. I mean, he'd have to pretty much make the perfect bunt. It's where he can play to. One thing we saw from Brett Laurie, that he'll play deep, kind of like Greg Nettles, and then he'll move in as the pitch is coming in. So when a hitter will look down, we've seen Adam Jones a lot of times peeking. He's going to move closer. Even if he's backing up now, if the pitch is going, he's going to move in, and now he's way back because the count's now 2-1.
High with a fastball, ball 3. Perez is very deliberate between pitches. He stares at his catcher. And sometimes I wonder, well, how many pitches does the guy throw? How many signs is he looking at? Oh wow, he said yes the first time then.
Oh, this is a fastball. Right down the middle. It may not go there, but scoreboard tells you sometimes what you need to throw. And I would imagine, would tell me right here I got to throw another one.
But he's up by 3. Orioles want to get the leadoff man on. 3-2 pitches outside, ball 4. Markakis works the leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. Orioles upcoming schedule presented by Xfinity. Well, the team heads out following today's game. They'll be in Tampa Bay tomorrow night, 7 o'clock game, 6 o'clock game on Saturday. We'll join you on Masson 2 HD at 7:06. Then the finale on Sunday afternoon. Then it's off to New York for the 3-game series, all beginning 1 o'clock on Monday. Catch all the action with Xfinity only from Comcast. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Get Xfinity today. Call 1-800-XFINITY. So that is the first walk allowed by Luis Perez. We'll see if the Orioles can take advantage of it. A leadoff base runner. Adam Jones fouls it down the right side. That'll be back out of play. Luis Perez, rookie at the age of 26. 29 relief appearances, 2 starts coming into today. And a lot of frequent flyer miles.
Yep. What about 8 starts down at AAA Las Vegas?
Too tight, nearly hit him.
Well, Jonesy hadn't hit a home run since what, the Angels on the 20th of August. He knows the ball's carrying. The key is to hit a home run with trying to do it. Hitters will tell you very rarely does that ever happen. Yeah, just not quite. And right there, he can frustrate it. Just maybe over swinging, not seeing it. And we were just talking yesterday when he gets going, it's in all hitters. They just know where the bat head is. They know they can get the bat head. What does Matt Wieters always say? Barrel up the ball. In other words, get the good part of the bat. Jim Presley, Orioles hitting instructor, looking on. What you try to do, and by changing speed, staying out of the middle of the plate to try to make it a little bit harder if you're pitching.
1-2 to Jones. He fights it off to stay alive. Adam has just 2 RBIs over the last 8 games. Jim talked about the game against the Yankees. He had 2 sac flies. He still leads the Orioles with 43 multi-hit games. Markakis at first, none down. And a good take there. He didn't chase the off-speed pitch.
Well, a lot of room to right field. And when we see Adam, as he did in May, when he went from about 207 in April, even though he hit 5 home runs, boy, he can shoot some balls into there with the best of them. The only thing that tells me, he's staying on the ball a little bit more, not over swinging. And they sometimes convince yourself to trust your hands, and that's what good hitters can do.
Slice foul.
A little extra right there by Perez.
It is kind of unusual outfield defense against Jones, because that's a good point you make. I mean, he's a real good opposite field hitter, and that gap is wide open.
Well, they play him normally if your right fielder is going to play like Batista, and he's a very good right fielder. But he's playing him almost a step to pull or to hit to the opposite field. But your center fielder's about 2 steps, maybe 3 steps to play him to pull. Ooh. So there's a huge, huge hole out in right center field. And again, if you're Mike McCoy, and if you run well, the ball's going to slice away from you if it's hit up that gap. So you always kind of play tendencies. Don Wakamatsu, who was that's one of his things they did up in Seattle. You know, the first year there, they were over 500. They didn't score as many runs as they gave up, but yet they still were, what, 7 or 8 games over.
3-2 is outside, ball 4. So Jones with a real good at bat, and the Orioles get back-to-back walks to begin the 6th inning. Today's Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Let's go back to the 4th inning with Vladimir.
Well, he hit a double on a fastball, ripped a curveball foul. He throws him a changeup, and home run number 11. A blast to straightaway center field, and it was cold. And then Wieters would come right behind him, Bruce Walton, saying, okay, at the end of the day, we're going to walk him right back into the game. And the Orioles are happy for that.
Well, Perez allows the tying run to come to the plate.
And then, of course, by the way, there's Jesse Litch getting up. By the way, how do we want to pitch to Guerrero this time? So he's going to leave, so Vlad's going to face the lefty.
So Bruce Walton had his chat, and Aaron Sebia stayed out there longer to have another chat with Perez.
And the one thing about Vlad, he does get his hits. I mean, the bat speed's gone down. I mean, it looks like, it doesn't drive the ball. I mean, we're talking about a guy that was as good as there was. So at 36, again, it is normal to lose some bat speed. Right here, of course, he's looking, I'll get on anyway, and they're looking for a double play ball. And again, you know where the place, almost all the teams, when they have command of their stuff, are going to try to run the ball in on them. Stay out of the zone, bounce your breaking ball, because he'll chase.
Well, Vladimir owns 10 100 RBI seasons in his career. Fouls it off 1-1. He's also had 12 seasons in which he's hit 25 or more home runs.
See, that's a perfect example. Aaron Sebia, the catcher, goes in. He misses his spot. And he can't still get to it. He threw it well. But Perez is not a command guy. I mean, his command is either up or down. But when Aaron Sebia goes in, you can see him just saying, hey, just take a pause here, make a pitch. And Guerrero wants him to make a mistake. There's another fastball.
Fouls it back in the crowd, and a ball and 2 strikes on Vladimir.
So now he gets in a position where we've seen him throw a good changeup, but he had to throw a strike because it was 3-2, and he waffled it. Now he can just bounce something. Try to get him to roll over. Ground ball at somebody's going to be a double play. And then Vlad's just hoping he gets a pitch to hit. That's what I see the ball. I swing the ball, and hopefully it'll be a good result.
1-2 is a line drive, base hit, right center field. Markakis will score. That one goes all the way to the wall. Adam Jones rounds third. He will score a 2-run double for Guerrero. And it's a 1-run game in the 6th. What a day for Guerrero. 3 for 3 and 3 ribbies.
Yeah, it's going to get Perez a shower. He missed his spot again. They try to come in. Not comfortable there. Doesn't matter how hard you throw. You better be able to hit it. Again, look where Aaron Sebia is. Again, he just doesn't get it all the way in there. Didn't need to get it anywhere but under his hands. Couldn't do it. Hits a gap. They don't play him to right center where everybody else plays him. The ball is able to get all the way to the wall. And this is amazing here.
Yeah, I guess they want Wieters to bat right-handed.
Why? He's hitting about 350 now right-handed.
Ball 1 is outside. So the tying run is at second. The go-ahead run at the plate, and still nobody out.
Well, I can see. I mean, Litch is obviously better against right-handers. So 167, and 303 against lefties.
Wieters fouls it off.
But this is a big break for the Orioles.
Well, following Wieters, let's see, there's 5 consecutive right-handed batters. Buck Showalter hoping that Wieters can take advantage of it here. Mark Reynolds.
Well, maybe they figure that if they turn him around, again, nobody out, Ty run at second, try to hit the ball to the right side, maybe it'll be harder for him to do it hitting from the right side. But Perez is cooked. And again, his command is completely gone, and then he helps him out by a couple of walks, mainly because he couldn't command his stuff.
So 2-1 on Wieters. Guerrero and Wieters are combined 5 for 5 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. They've driven in all 5 of the Oriole runs. So Vladimir's now got a 3-game hitting streak going, and he's got 9 hits on the homestand. Vladdy's first 3 RBI games since April 19th. And that's inside, ball 4. So Wieters takes a walk, the 3rd walk in the inning. And now the go-ahead run is on at first, and there's still nobody out. There's Don Wakamatsu, so that'll do it for Luis Perez as the Orioles getting to him here in the 6th inning. Down by a run and 2 on with none out. Pitching change at Camden Yards. Toronto leads at 6-5. Throughout the region, and to honor these brave men and women, the Orioles have recently announced a variety of military programs designed to bring our national pastime to our nation's heroes. Now, to find out more about these exclusive discounts and offers, visit Orioles.com/military or call 888-848-BIRD.
So Perez leaves again. The walks, well, 3 of them, and they're all in this inning. And then Guerrero with the big double. His 3rd here to the game. Jesse Lish, I mean, battling, getting righties out. Tommy John surgery in 2009. We saw him come up 13 wins in 2008. Ball moves all over the place. So getting right-handers out. Lefties hit him, as we mentioned, over 300. Out of South Florida, Pinellas Park. Go back to the big leagues, and he can sink the ball. Tries to keep it down with the best of them. Orioles trying to take the lead here, or maybe just a tie, win later.
Exactly. Nobody out, a big chance for either or. Here's Mark Reynolds, and he fouls it off. Mark's had a couple of tough days back to back. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts last night. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Jesse Litch trying to minimize the damage here. Fouls it back 0-2. The Orioles don't use the sacrifice situation very often, and you're in the part of the lineup where you're probably not even going to consider it because you got your home run guys coming up. So Jesse Litch knows he could just go right at Mark Reynolds.
Well, he's kind of the guy you want to have come up because there's probably a lot of better things than the one bad thing, which is home run. And again, if you make your pitches, you figure, okay, maybe get a grounder, maybe I can get a strikeout because he came in with 161, now has 163. One thing Jesse's done, and you look at with inherited runners, how many have scored? Well, he's only come in with 6 runners on, but none of them scored. And that's how they chart your success as a reliever.
1-2, high fly ball left field. He got under it. Eric Thames will move in on it. The runners have to hold and 1 down.
Yeah, he take a huge drop step, thinking that ball was going to go farther.
Well, the Michael Gonzalez trade is now official as Pedro Strop has been claimed off waivers today. Spent 4 years at shortstop before he became a pitcher. The Orioles have seen him in games against the Rangers. Got a real good arm. 0-1, 3.72 in 11 games with the Rangers. Was acting as a closer at AAA. And that was essentially the player to be named later. And the way I guess it works is Texas allowed the Orioles to claim him, and that became the player. So that deal is now official. Strike 1 to Nolan Reimold.
So Jesse Litch, he tries to live at the bottom of the strike zone. He is much more effective down. He's looking for a ground ball. That's what the Blue Jays would like have. And right there, that knee-high pitch was called a strike.
Throw back to second base, and it's in the center field. And both runners are going to move up. That is a huge break for the Orioles.
Yeah, Kelly Johnson, a lot of times you're going, Bucky Goldwater's, then he's just looking through those dark glasses going, boy, this is huge, for nobody's there. I mean, you could see Kelly Johnson. Well, yeah, right. I mean, you don't have to throw it to second. But he did. Big break.
Well, takes the double play away. The Blue Jays will play back, so the Orioles on a groundout can tie this game. And now the go-ahead runs in scoring position.
And the other part of this is you don't have to get a base hit. They're still going to play. I mean, they're playing even with the bag at first in case the ball is hit sharply because you don't have a lot of speed. Lowry's playing behind third, but again, if it was a sharply hit ball, he probably would come home. Play will be right in front of him.
1-1 on Reimold. Inside, ball 2.
Nolan's trying to drive a ball. Get it in the air. Of course, any ground ball up the middle is going to tie this game up. But the place that it wouldn't is right back to the pitcher. Situational hitting. And we're at that moment right now.
Reimold ahead, 2 balls, 1 strike.
There's that cutter. And again, when he was starting before the Tommy John surgery in 2009, I just never knew if that's just a natural fastball. So he just has a lot of movement on his stuff.
Well, 2-2 on Reimold, who is hitless on the day. He has flied out and struck out. Big chance for the Orioles here in the 6th. Inside, ball 3.
Yeah, we saw Tommy Hutter do that early, but Batista threw it right at his hip and tried to catch the inside corner. Crafty.
3-2 on Reimold. First base is open. Bounce towards third. Lowry's going to come towards the plate, and he gets Guerrero.
Yep, pretty much knew where that was going to happen. It was hit sharply. And again, once you get the 2 strikes, you're just trying to make contact. Little breaking ball, hit sharply, plays in front of you. You could see him check all the runners, and all he has to do is clear Guerrero. And he does.
Wieters had to hold at second.
Well, that's kind of the worst case scenario for the Orioles. You don't get the run in. not only do you lose 2 runners, the potential go-ahead run, he gets him to roll over. Pretty good pitch to Reimold.
Ryan Adams 0 for 2, first and second with 2 down. Fastball's outside, 1-0. Runners in scoring position, good numbers. 4 for 12 and 4 ribbies. Wieters at second, Reimold at first. And ball 2. Well, here's where, if you're the Orioles, you mentioned Ryan Adams is becoming a doubles machine. You're hoping he finds the gap, because Reimold, the faster runner of the 2 on base, is the trail runner. So ball to the gap would enable him to get around the score.
Because they look on deck and they see Andino. I don't know if he's going to get a fastball to hit here. As well as he hits the fastball, you would think Litch would throw something, a little cutter.
Ground ball weakly at the short. Escobar will get it across in time, and what a job by Jesse Litch. Orioles do get 2, but they strand to 11 to the 7th. It's a 1-run game.
And 4-1 changeup. Guerrero, 447th lifetime home run. Matt Wieters, number 15. Fastball, dead center, 4-3 Orioles. Kelly Johnson, hanging changeup, his 20th home run of the season, 5-3. And then Guerrero, after a couple of walks, here it is, 6-5. Guerrero again had the Superman t-shirt on today, hitting like it. And Matt Wieters again 2 for 2. Kelly Johnson having a good series. And Willie Air coming in as we look at our call to the bullpen.
Our State Highway Administration call to the bullpen. This call to the bullpen reminds you to be street smart. Always use crosswalks when walking, and when driving, be alert for pedestrians.
Yeah, a lot of foot traffic today. So Willie Air comes in on Monday night and gets the win. Swoop down. First win since the August 12th, 2007.
I think he was fooled.
Yep, a little curveball. Well, still the greatest. And again, Batista, 54 home runs, leading the league in 39. But how about the curveball that Kakabaskas threw him up in Toronto? Maybe one of the shorter swings of the year. I thought about it there, and he said, "You go." And again, this is a little bit what Dwayne Murphy said. Is that strike 2? No. Still alive. He said, "Don't overreact." Even though you know inside, he's going, "I'm not sure I swung at that." But don't lose your focus.
1-2 the count on Bautista. And it's outside. So the difference in this game right now is that unearned run last inning. McCoy reached on the error with 2 outs, and Escobar drove him in with a double. 2-2 is bounced toward shortstop. Hardy is there with the shift on and gets it across for the out. 1 away in the Toronto 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. So Willie Air will try to keep it as is, get the Orioles back up there. Top of the lineup will be up for the Birds in the bottom of the 7th. Adam Lind has had a quiet day, a couple of ground outs and a fly ball to right. And strike one, says Joe West. On the Blue Jays active roster position player wise, they have one first round pick that they drafted, and that's Aaron Sebia, the catcher. But Kelly Johnson was a first round pick with Atlanta. Brett Laurie was a first round pick in Milwaukee. Ground ball. Oh, gloved by Willie Air. Nicely done. And 2 men down here in the 7th inning. You can follow the Orioles with the MLB.com At Bat 2011 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, interactive maps in Oriole Park, and more. And you can even check in at Oriole home games with a chance to win prizes, including upgraded seats. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Orioles.com for complete details. So 2 down in the 7th. Here's Encarnacion, who takes a strike. Martin, who's on the bench, was a first-round pick of Oakland. So they have 4 of their position players first-rounders. Ground ball to short. Hardy to first. Inning over. Real good inning for Willie Air as Toronto goes 3 up, 3 down. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. Has an entry. I bet he'll win. Orioles coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th, down 6-5. Jim Hunter with Jim Palmer. Rubber game of 3, and it's coming right down to the wire here, going to the 7th, down by a run. But a real good job there by Willie Air, because the Orioles got back within a run. Now they're coming back to the plate, looking to get that run and get even.
What do they call somebody that comes in like he gave up a run in the 10th? They got him 2 in the 10th.
A vulture.
A vulture. So he's coming into vulture. Bird in a car, you get it. Anyway, I mean, that bird will do well here because he can fly, he can get to his car. So that's what the Orioles have to do again. So again, really the back end of your bullpen, you want to keep it right where it is. And Willie Ayers kind of impressed me. You know, it gives up some runs, but looks like he has a pretty good idea. And he comes in, shut down inning, made 3 great pitches, and now it's up to the offense.
So I'm starting to get it. You had a little trouble with traffic today. Is that what it was?
No, I got here. I dropped your name. I dropped your name. I said, I'm working with Jim Hunter. They said, go right ahead. So I'm here. Everybody else, that's not quite the story.
I thought you just went to your people. I mean, you got people. Here's Robert Andino to lead off for the Orioles. Then J.J. Hardy and Nick Markakis. Jesse Litch stays on. And there's a ball belted to left field. Thames won't get it. He was playing towards the gap. That goes to the wall. Andino hustling to second. And there's a leadoff double. So the tying run at second base, leading off in the 7th.
Yeah, Jesse Litch says, I'm not giving up anybody else's runs, but maybe my own. Again, made some great pitches, even though he did make the throwing error, allow the Orioles to get to second and third with only 1 out. But right here, Andino, it just shows you, I mean, he can hit fastballs. He gets one to hit. At the end of the day,
if they make mistakes, and this is a mistake, didn't want to get it there, the good hitters or the hot hitters or the ones that are going to have productive years are going to hit him. And that's exactly what Robert does.
So here's J.J. Hardy, tying run at second and nobody down. J.J. taps it out in front of the plate. Aaron Seavey, a nice play to get Hardy. Looked like Hardy was trying to slap it the other way, and he hit it right out in front of the plate.
Well, there's the movement we talked about, and again, that's what Jesse Litch does. Nothing straight. If it is, it's a mistake, and that's what Andino hit. But again, the situational hitting, not what you really want.
So Andino at second with one down. And here's Markakis. Nick worked a walk leading off in the sixth, and he came around to score on Guerrero's two-run double. There have been a total of 4 walks in this game, and 3 of the walks have scored. 2 by Perez, and the 1 walk by Tommy Hunter scored. Strike 1 to Markakis.
Yeah, I think the late Johnny Sane, who was a terrific pitcher, spawn and Sane and pray for rain. But when he was a pitching coach with the White Sox, it was all about movement within the strike zone, and that's what Jesse Litch is all about. Not always maybe the most quality pitch, in other words, staying out of the middle of the plate, but make it move, make it cut or sink or something. And again, that herky-jerky windup.
Now with him, is that more natural, or is he doing something with the ball to make it move?
Well, I think sometimes, but ever since I've seen him, he's always been able to have that natural ability to make it do something. Maybe a little different grip pressure, but he's always had a moving stuff. Again, not overpowering. He's not going to throw harder than 91. When he's at his best, with 13 wins, it was a pretty good sinker on a regular basis. There's just a little backdoor cutter, a little breaking ball that Nick doesn't recognize and wasn't ready to hit it.
Markakis is looking for his first RBI on the homestand. There's Andino at second base representing the tying run. A good place to get it. Ball and 2 strikes on it. And it's over but low, ball 2. Toronto has out-hit Buck Showalter's club 9-7, and they lead it 6-5. There's Jim Johnson in the Oriole pen. And it's inside.
Yep, runs him off the plate. Let's see if he goes away again. And this is why it's so difficult to hit. I mean, Nick knows he's already thrown him 2 backdoor breaking balls. Can't let that one go now. I think about Joe West. Again, Ozzie Guillen doesn't like him, but he's been pretty consistent today. I mean, there was the phantom quick pitch call, but didn't matter. Dino got another hit anyway.
3-2 is low, ball 4.
Yeah, so there he tried to do it again. This time maybe with a little bit different kind of breaking ball and missed.
And what the Blue Jays are kind of playing with here is Sean Kemp gets loose. I'm a big law of averages guy. One of these at bats, Adam Jones is going to break out, and they keep bringing him up in opportunities where he can hurt them. Last inning, he drew a walk to get on, and here's Sean Kemp. He's going to come on to face Adam Jones. So 2 on, 1 down. The Orioles down by 1. Pitching change, bottom of the 7th.
A couple of walks, a base hit, did not give up a run. So again, a veteran into what, 35 years old, turned 36 in November. Fairfax, Virginia, just down the road. You can see a lot more hits than innings pitched. Not a lot of strikeouts. Again, tries to get the ground ball when he's able to do it. And again, over what's your recent history? 10 2/3 innings. He's given up 18 hits. Does he get righties out very well? Well, they're hitting over 300, 303, and then lefties really doing a number. They're hitting 348. So good the last couple of years. Again, at age 35, a little bit of a struggle. So it's up to Adam Jones.
So he went to George Mason University in Fairfax. One of 4 from GMU to play in the major leagues.
And then you look at the lifetime numbers, and maybe that's Don Wakamatsu saying, well, Adams only 1 for 6 off him. Of course, that was in years past. See what he can do this afternoon. Oh,
he plunks him.
Well, right in the back. That's going to hurt, but it does load the bases. And yeah, just tries to go in, and you can see him really getting under his stuff. He drops his elbow, and the ball just zooms upward.
So for a second consecutive inning, the Orioles get the tying run to third and the go-ahead run to second with 1 out.
And then you bring up Guerrero. So Adam Jones is 1 for 6, and we'll see if fate, whose side it's on. Guerrero 7 for 13 off him.
And feeling real good at the moment. He's 3 out of 3 with 3 ribbies and his 11th home run.
He doesn't have to get a base hit to drive in the tying run. Of course, you know that's what they want. Yeah, big breaking ball we saw, sinker. Pretty nice little lifetime numbers. So a couple of fastballs for doubles today and a changeup over the center field fence. Nice little afternoon. And he does wear that Superman t-shirt. Orioles hope that he's got it on underneath this jersey.
Every day in the clubhouse he's wearing it. He must have an unlimited supply
of hits.
Well, he's got that and Superman t-shirts. One and 0 on Vladdy. And Camp calls his catcher out there, having trouble either agreeing on a sign or Camp isn't sure what the signs are into the game.
Well, it's not your ideal situation for a reliever. But he's thrown 2 pitches. He hit Jones with 1. His breaking ball wasn't even close to the plate.
Wakamatsu, Brian Butterfield.
Yeah. And then Luis Rivera over there on the right.
1-0 on Guerrero. And he takes a strike. Camp got the call in the outside corner. Vladimir, no batting gloves. He likes the feel of the bat with his bare hands.
And they still play him to pull by a couple of steps, even though he's hit 2 doubles up the right center field gap. Which Batista goes over with the center fielder. And there's that good sinker, yeah.
So Camp gets ahead of him, a ball and 2 strikes. Andino's at third. Markakis at second. Jones at first with 1 down. Orioles trying to get this game even and or get the lead. They left 2 on in the 6th after scoring 2 runs, and they had Guerrero thrown out at the plate. Camp taking his time. Now he's ready. 1-2. And a slow tapper toward shortstop. Escobar has only 1 play. He goes to first, but the tying run scores. So Vladimir hit the ground ball the Blue Jays were looking for, but not hit hard enough to turn 2. And it's a 6-6 game. Guerrero a 4 RBI game.
Yeah, what sets that up is hitting Adam Jones, and he makes a perfect pitch. Great breaking ball. Watch him reach for it. Can't hit it hard enough, only play. I mean, this is the bonus. You get the run, that ties it up. You get your runners moved. It is the second out for the Jays. So now all of a sudden Wieters has a chance to put the Orioles ahead.
Matt's had a perfect day. RBI double, solo home run, and a walk.
And again, Wieters not a lot of at bats, only 1 hit and 5 trips to the plate.
Off the end of the bat to center field. McCoy has a play. And he puts it away for the out. So the Orioles strand 2, but they do get the tying run. Brand new game. We'll head to the 8th. Tied at 6. AT&T Player of the Game, and here are the candidates. Robert Andino got the rally going with that double in the 7th. He scored the tying run. Vladimir Guerrero, a 4 RBI day, or Matt Wieters, a double for an RBI, a solo home run, so a 2 ribby day for Matt Wieters. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard, A, B, or C, to 51862. So now it's a battle of the bullpens, and Willie Ayers stays on in a 3-up, 3-down 7th. They'll face Kelly Johnson, Brent Laurie, and then J.P. Arancibia.
Yeah, Johnson, nice little afternoon. Change up for a home run, single on a fastball. So a couple of home runs in this series. A double to left the other night.
Six runs on 9 hits for Toronto, 6 runs on 7 hits for the Orioles. Inside and 2-1. John Rouse just back from the disabled list. Activated today, and he's getting loose in the bullpen. Air misses high, ball 3. Late in the game. The walks are going to hurt you.
Yeah, well, yeah, and against not only the walks is having to throw a strike to a hot hitter with power, with home run power. And a nice eye right there, just a little cutter to hopefully the movement gets him to swing, and he doesn't.
So the tie-breaking run is on with a leadoff walk in the 8th.
And then the problem if you're Air, I mean, Willie, again, the hitter that comes up, he's young, and you'd like to think he's going to chase because he's aggressive, but he hasn't shown any indications of that. And then the ability to hit extra base hits and also hit the ball to right field and create those first and third situations.
High fly ball, left field and deep. To the corner it goes, and that ball is gone. And just like that, the Jays have a 2-run lead. Willie Ayers, a walk and a home run.
Well, you know, the Angels have Borges and Trout. Trout hit a couple home runs, but I don't know if I've seen a better young hitter, at least against the Orioles, than this youngster. I mean, right there, you try to go in, but again, he's 90. You know, he throws as hard as 94. Look at the bat speed. And I don't think he's trying to do this, Jim. I think he just reacted to that pitch. And, you know, good hitting coach Harry Crowley. What do you say? The Crow used to say, hey, if your swing's good, it's short to the ball. It really doesn't matter where you're looking. You can react to it, and he did.
So the leadoff walk scores ahead of the home run by Laurie, his 7th on the year. He's got a 3-hit day, and the Jays get the lead right back.
Well, you can't, like, if you're rooting for the Orioles, or if you coached or you're one of their pitchers, to look up and 21 runs in the last 7 innings. Actually, 7 innings, 16 innings.
Roller foul off the bat of Arancibia. Yeah, and they scored. The Jays did 5 runs on 9 hits in their loss to the Orioles on Tuesday. .30 hits the last 2 games. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball down and away. Arancibia is out for the first out.
Yeah, a couple of strikeouts for JP this afternoon. It just, again, just not a real good curveball, but it certainly fooled him. The break, the speed.
The 1 down. Mike McCoy, the number 9 batter. He bunts, and it's a good one. And Dino will pick it up and put it in his pocket. McCoy is on with a bunt single. So McCoy has walked and scored. He's reached on an error and scored, and now he's on with a bunt single.
Pretty smart play. You're hitting 206 or whatever. You've walked. They give you the bunt. You take it. Game far from over, so you're still trying to add runs. And if they give you the bunt, it's kind of what Buck Showalter said today. That there are certain players that he expects are going to have to be able to bunt when they get to the big leagues. McCoy, as you mentioned, played for Norfolk a couple of years ago. What I found surprising, we'll go to New York next week, and is that Brett Gardner, with all that speed, had never really been adept at bunting till a year before last. Spent the whole winter working on his bunting. You would think somebody would have told him that years ago.
Swing and a miss by Escobar.
It puts so much pressure on a defense when somebody can bunt. And Buck's point was, even if you're hitting first, second, third, fifth, sixth, you need to learn to bunt in the minor leagues, because you may not be hitting in that position when you get to the big leagues.
Swings through that. 1-2. Weak swing by Escobar. He's got 3 hits today.
He's tired.
2 RBIs.
He's exhausted.
2 doubles. There's a high chopper to short. Hardy with a long throw across and won't get him. Nice effort by Hardy, but he couldn't get him. So how about Escobar, back-to-back 4-hit games?
That's why he's tired. I'm telling you right now. This is the easy way out. No line drive. No chance. Andino can't get it. Nice play by JJ, but again, too much speed. Not by much, though.
So that'll do it for Willie Air as Buck Showalter out to the mound. He'll make a pitching change here in the 8th. 2 on, 2 runs in, and 1 down in the 8th. Here comes Zach Phillips, the left-hander, to face Eric Thames in the 8th. The team heads south to St. Petersburg. It's game 1 of 3 against Tampa Bay. Zach Britton on the mound for the Birds. David Price will be on the mound for the Rays. Coverage on Masson 2 HD begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Verizon Wireless, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on Masson.
Yeah, Britton coming off a marvelous game against the Yankees. Orioles won that one 2-0. Price, of course, 19-6 last year. This year, numbers a little bit different, but he's coming off a 14 strikeout game. A couple of tough lefties, and Phillips comes in, a major league debut last night. So there it was, Mr. Excitement, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 base on balls, did not give up a run.
Well, this is a big time for him to show the big league club what he might be able to do.
And big time because it's lefty versus lefty. That's kind of important. You know, curveball, change up, 91 miles per hour last night. One of those many matchup situations that left-handers will find themselves in.
First and second and 1 down. Oh, good breaking pitch there, and Eric Thames swing through it.
Yeah, Thames actually hitting 267 against lefties, but again, you know, actually that curveball stayed up just enough that he thought it may come down a little bit. But again, huge outs here because even though you are down by 2, opportunity to come back.
Bouncer foul.
This count, Jim, allows you to, again, where you don't have to throw a strike. As you get deeper into the count, if Thames gets back into it, then all of a sudden you have to have more of the plate.
One two is high with a fastball. Rick Vandenhert back with the team. There's Jim's buddy wearing number 54. Jimmy Tyler was nice enough to come over to me in the clubhouse today to make sure I knew what numbers were on which guys that got called up. Tyler Hudson's wearing number 51. There he is. A big league uniform for Kyle. Three and two the count. And he got him. So Phillips comes on and strikes out Eric Thames. Big out and 2 down.
So we have Captain Chaos. That's Kevin Gregg. Now we have Mr. Excitement. 3 and 2 and drop off. I mean, this is a good curveball. Perfectly executed. Trouble getting the fastball over, and then right here, Thames goes, why me? Come on, why me? Perfect pitch.
So Phillips will leave. He's asked to get the left-hander out. He has done so. Vandenhert coming on in the 8th. And here are the numbers at Norfolk this year where he was a starter.
Yeah, you know, Buck said actually good reports. Maybe the walk's a little bit higher, but again, 1 every 4 innings. glad they thought that was well. They should have seen me. But anyway, power arm. He did pitch last year, coming over from the Marlins, but the 16 innings and showed him a good arm. I think the big question, Jim, for him is that can he get lefties out? And that will not be a case right here, but it's a little bit of a challenge when you say 39 home runs, going to step up to the plate. One of the best, if not the best on base percentage, so he makes you throw strikes.
McCoy and Escobar, the base runners. Bautista takes a strike.
Yeah, a little arm position. I think the one thing, and I talked to Mark Wiley, and he had him down as a pitching coach, and he said, his arm would have a tendency to drop. So it looks like, again, good release point there. Maybe it'll help the slider. Yeah, that's the fastball. So again, Bautista makes you throw it over, and when you do, he's the potential home run guy. So that's what he does.
Man that hurt from the Netherlands.
And there is the breaking ball. So big guy, 6'5". I mean, pretty simple. I mean, break your hands over your knees. But at the end of the day, up here, unless you throw 97 or 8, can you make a good pitch? That's what he's going to need to do here. And he did. And Joe West calls it. Perfect pitch. 2-2. Yep, goes to 2-2. Outside corner, because Bautista's looking inside middle. Just kind of see that hit. Watch his left hip open, and he just spots the outside corner. Now, if you have a good slider, you throw it right off that and get the strikeout.
And he got him, went right at him. So Bautista down on strikes. That ends the inning. But the Jays get the lead back. Brett Lawrie's 2-run home run mid-8th at Camden Yards, 8-6 Toronto. To support the Living Classrooms Foundation. To date, the Orioles have drawn 365 walks for a total of $18,250. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
John Raj comes on. Again, appendectomy. Missed about 16 days with it. Shook hands with him today. Almost broke my hand. He is a very big man. 6'10". And he's 11 out of 16 in saves. And again, he's got the pick, curveballs and little cutters and all that kind of stuff. And again, that 6'10", probably the most difficult problem for hitters is the angle, the angle of release. So again, you don't see the ball coming out of somebody that tall's hand very often.
So once again, the Orioles down by 2. Twice in this game, they have trailed by 3. So it's 8-6, bottom of the 8th. Reynolds, Reimold, and Adams are due.
And again, you kind of like the job that the back of the bullpen did, because now all you have to do is get one guy on and chance to tie it. Of course, we've said that all afternoon because they have had their opportunities.
And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Our Hollywood Casinos American League leaders. Most home runs in the 7th inning or later. Reynolds has 12. Bautista has 12. So both in this game. All that brought to you by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Enjoy VIP seats, MVP eats every day at the all-new Skybox Sports Bar. Only at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races.
Is that by Capitol Heights?
No, I said Columbia.
I know, but
I'm making up my own town.
But our double play winner is from Capitol Heights.
Right. And
yeah, a little good take there. Yeah.
What do they call that in the biz? Editorial license? Except where there's a contest.
That's what a lot of writers do, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. What do but they call that, what is it, living in the gray area?
Oh, is that what they do?
2-2 on Reynolds. Reynolds 0 for 3.
Ooh.
And he got him.
Yeah, he waited till he saw 5 pitches and then the sky hook. I guess when you're 6'10", talking basketball terms right here. Look at this curveball. And it's not a strike, but again, he hadn't seen it. You can see him try to make contact. So 21 saves for John Roche last year. I mean, he actually he was the closer till they got Matt Capps in Minnesota. And we saw him in recent history with the Nationals as a closer.
Reimold showing bunt, pulls the bat back.
Came up as a starter in the Chicago White Sox organization.
Roush asked for an appeal to see if Reimold offered. He did not, says Sam Holbrook. It's not a bad play. You're down by 2. Somebody's got to get on. Again showing bunt, pulls the bat back. I'll tell you what, with his speed, you could really help your batting average. You lay down a bunt here and there.
Well, a lot of times, I mean, this is one of those times where you would want to bunt. And we see Adam Jones do it all the time. He's a home run guy with 22. But again, it has to be done at the appropriate time. When you don't need a home run, you need base runners here. Not that a home run wouldn't help, but if you can get on, you need some multiple hits here to get back into this game.
2-1 on Reimold with Adams on deck. Shows bunt, and that time took a strike. So we'll see what Roush does now with 2 strikes. He went to the breaking ball to Reynolds.
And don't think everybody saw it, didn't see that. And again, he threw him 5 pitches before he dropped off that 2-2 curveball. So again, if you're Nolan, again 86, so not overwhelming. But again, the angle, the fact you're 6'10", the fact you throw downhill. Even more important when you're that big to be able to get over that front side, and then the angle is very difficult for a hitter to deal with.
Ball 3 down and away. Roush looking back at the rubber as if maybe his cleat caught.
Well, J.P. Aaron Sebia, he moved in and he missed by about 3.5 feet the glove. So when you do that, I think there's something a little bit different. Usually it makes really good pitches. That's his game.
3-2, high fly ball to center field. Back out at McCoy. He's got to play. And he has it for the out. So 2 down as Reimold flies out. Roush gets his man, and now he'll go to work on the number 9 batter in the Orioles lineup. The bottom 3 hitters in the Orioles lineup today are combined 0 for 11. Reynolds 0 for 4, Reimold 0 for 4, Adams is 0 for 3. Ball 1. The bottom 3 in the Jays lineup have 5 hits, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Roush wants a new baseball after falling behind Adams 2-0.
Well, the Orioles are 14 games over 500 when they score 4 or more runs. So it gives you an idea that even if your pitching is not where you want it to be, which is 14, lowest out of 14 teams, and the lowest as far as rank. There's another good fastball on the outside corner. When you do get some runs, so that's what's disappointing about this. You know, Tommy Hunter throws a lot of strikes, even though their track record, they've hit him pretty well. And game's not over, but if you don't win.
Right field, Bautista back on it, turned all the way around, and he made the catch. So 3 up, 3 down, go the O's. We'll head to the 9th at Camden Yards. Jays lead at 8-6. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Nice day in the Inner Harbor. It'll be loud over the weekend. Big Grand Prix in the streets. And Dutch Van den Hurk going back to work. Got the final out of the 8th, stays on for the 9th. Now, he's one of the guys that the Orioles have acquired that you really like his arm.
Oh, yeah. You know, he was working on his delivery. And again, Mark Wiley worked with him in Florida, said that for some reason he dropped his arm angle and lost a lot of that angle that we talked about with John Roush. He's not quite as big, 5 inches shorter, but again, 6'5". So, you know, he had a curveball, you know, probably a slider a little bit more. And then, you know, he has all 4 pitches. How he'll command them, that'll be a couple back-to-back curveballs to Adam Lynn, so now he's going to sit on the fastball. And again, that's all right as long as you make your pitches. But if you get a ball in the middle of the plate, tie high inside half, he has a good chance to hit it hard.
All 3 as he misses inside. Toronto has been retired in order 3 times in this game. And there's a leadoff walk. Joe West didn't like the pitch. So Toronto now can play for an insurance run. Let's get an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. And Vladimir Guerrero, yep, you go up there, you hit a home run, you drive in 4, you're going to get the fan support. 79% still time to vote. Text in A, B, or C to 51862. And Amber and Rick will have the results coming up on O's Extra postgame. Encarnacion takes ball 1. Encarnacion has been quiet in this game after having a real good first 2 games. Ball 2. Weeder's out for a chat.
Yeah, when he loses his arm slot, we saw that not too many occasions last September when he was up. The ball will just run, and again, he lacks control, gets into hitters' counts.
Hard hit ball to third, backhanded by Andino, goes to second for one. Adams back to first, and there's two.
Well, that looked pretty routine. Yep, there you go.
And the Orioles turn two. Congratulations to Joseph Knight of Capitol Heights. He has just won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest.
Yeah, Robert makes it look pretty smooth. There's Ryan Adams to turn it. So again, he's got good quick hands. So you can plug him in pretty much anywhere. Shortstop, saw him play there last night with the Jays with a 13-0 lead, but started at third. He's played second, and then Ryan Adams has done a nice job of turning double plays and just defending in general.
Ball one to Kelly Johnson. Johnson a solo home run in the 6th inning. And a foul back.
Kelly Johnson reminds me, I'm trying to think of second baseman now playing, well, he played with the Angels, hit a couple of home runs, 3 home runs in the playoffs.
Adam Kennedy?
Yeah, Adam Kennedy with more power.
Reimold circles to the ball as Johnson is flying towards second base, and he gets in there. Throw eludes Adams, but backing up is Mark Reynolds. So there's a 2-out double.
I mean, he looks very relaxed. He's kind of a left-handed Ryan Adams, but with a lot more experience and more power because he's played in the big leagues. I mean, he's just relaxed. And you pitch it away, he'll hit it there for power. You get behind him, it looks like he looks for pitches to pull, which he's done on 2 occasions and hit 2 home runs in the series. And then you bring this kid up.
Brett Laurie, 2-run home run his last at bat that gave the Jays the lead back after the Orioles had worked a tie. He has 3 hits in the game, a single, a double, and a home run. There's Frank Francisco getting loose.
Yeah, there's a closer. Roush with 11 saves, and Frankie Francisco with 11. I mean, he's been on a roll. 1 run, I think, in his last 18 innings. And John Roush talking to Bruce Walton, the pitching coach for the Jays.
Vandenhurst gets ahead 0-2. Laurie pops it foul the other way. That will make its way back into the seats.
Yeah, the scouting report, the advanced reports on Rick Vandenhurst was, again, power arm, and just see how his control will play at this level. Because, boy, we see a lot of guys that come in with power arms and then again don't make good enough pitches, and it seems like the modern day hitter can time them.
High fly ball to right for Markakis, and Nick will put it away, and the inning ends. Here we go, bottom of the 9th. Orioles need 2 to tie, and Dino, Hardy, and Markakis are coming up.
Gave up the lead in the 8th, and now they have a chance in the 9th.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter wasn't quite as sharp as he has been the last couple of days, but he has kept the ball club in this one right here. Orioles need 2 in the 9th to tie, maybe get 3. They might come back like they did the other night. Stay with us.
All right, it's the rubber match. Let's head it back over to Jim and Jim for the final call here in the bottom of the 9th.
All right, Amber and Rick, thanks very much. So 8-6. You need 2 to tie, and as Demper pointed out, you get 3, you walk off with a win. And you got to do it against their closer.
Yes, righties don't hit him. 161, hasn't allowed a run in his last 13 appearances. That is 13 innings, and then only 1 run over his last 16 games. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. Power arm, came over from Texas. Originally signed with the Red Sox and then traded to the White Sox. That's all the way back. Let's see, Red Sox 1996, so that's a while ago. 31-year-old out of the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, now lives in Miami. Hard thrower. So again, you need help. You need to get somebody on and then see what you can do.
Now Wakamatsu has put Dwayne Wise in left field, so Eric Thames' afternoon is concluded. So Wise brought on for defensive purposes as Toronto trying to protect this 2-run 9th-inning lead.
Yeah, Wise's claim to fame is what that perfect game by Burley, one of the greatest catches ever in left center field in Chicago. Saved the day, the game, the no-hitter, the perfect game, everything, the whole enchilada. I don't know if that's on the line today, but there he is. Picked up from the Marlins.
It's his 3rd different tour with the Blue Jays at the age of 33. So here's Andino, his job, get on base. You got home run hitters that follow.
Yeah, not a bad afternoon. Did make the 1 error, and then the double scored a run. It was the 6th run for the Blue Jays. And the last 2 scored on the Rhett Lowry home run.
Ball too high. Now let's see what Andino does here.
He's taking.
Or will he take?
Well, Buck Schiller will tell you that Robert, even though he's playing well, sometimes misses signs. But you need to got to know here. I mean, you can see him taking. It's a ball anyway. You know he's taking here.
I would take 2. Force him to throw 3 in a row in there.
I'm with you.
It rubs
well,
off.
Let's see if the only thing, the important guy that's with you is Robert Andino. So you're going to take this one right here. There's a strike. Not automatic, Joe. Not that wasn't a strike. You know, what do they teach you in Pony League? Drop the bat, step out, do all that kind of stuff. Maybe that was Babe Ruth.
A little while ago. There's the 3-1, and it's a strike. Andino trying to coax the walk. Still, that's good strategy, taking 2.
Well, yeah, force him to throw 3 straight strikes, and that ball close enough, inside corner. And you get to see 2 more pitches. And now 3.
And he fouls it back.
So the same guy that throws 3 straight balls comes back and throws 3 straight strikes. Frank, when he was with the Rangers a couple of years ago, did have 25 saves. Last year, pretty much just a setup guy. 2 saves on the year in 56 appearances.
Andino to center field, chasing McCoy, still going out there, and he runs it down. So after falling behind 3-0, Andino's retired. J.J. Hardy will come up. Yeah, Francisco became the player when the Angels made the big trade with Toronto with Vernon Wells going to Anaheim. And there's a strike taken by Hardy. Mike Napoli was traded in that deal to Toronto, and he was a Blue Jay only on paper. They immediately turned around and traded him to Texas to get Frank Francisco. Hardy to left field down the line. That ball's fading back and foul. So the Orioles head out on the road following the game as Tampa Bay and the next 3 at the Trop. Season series is even. Rays are 1-5 versus the Orioles at the Trop. That all began with that 3-game sweep to begin the season. Evan Longoria's hot. Hellickson will pitch the finale, and he's been pitching very well.
Well, he's been losing, but pitching very well.
There's a ground ball to third, gobbled up there by Laurie. And the Orioles are down to their final out.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be Jeremy Guthrie who doesn't get a run report. I was looking at, apparently his ERA, I think Hellickson is 1-3, or at least was 1-3 in August with a 2.19 ERA.
Ouch.
Yes. But again, youngster that we've seen that, you know, change up any count, good fastball, good young pitcher.
So it's up to Markakis to keep it alive.
Now, will he bunt?
I would.
Well,
especially the way they defended him. And they have a sort of shift on.
Well, yeah, and the reason I say that is because he did fake the bunt a couple of times. It's one of those situations you would love to get on. And they kind of put a little bit of a shift on against Nick. Escobar, the shortstop, is still on the short side, but again, he, you know, just where he can clear the pitcher and get a good view of it.
Takes high, 1-1.
Yeah, they play him the pull on the ground and the opposite field in the outfield. And that's what the pitcher's chart, the hitting charts tell them.
Tap foul, 1-2. Well, Roush had a 3-up, 3-down eighth. Francisco's retired the first 2 in the ninth. Now Wakamatsu trying to get this rubber game and head to New York. Showalter looks on from the Orioles side. And a big bouncer to second. Kelly Johnson plays the hop. Markakis is out and the ball game is over. So the Blue Jays get the rubber game of 3. And another offensive display by Toronto. 8 runs on 13 hits for Toronto. And the Orioles finish the homestand at 3-4. We hope you can join us tomorrow. More O's action. Game 1 of the 3-game series in Tampa Bay. It'll be Zach Britton on the mound against the Rays' David Price. Coverage begins at 6:30 on MASN 2 HD with O's Extra presented by Verizon Wireless, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. For Jim Palmer, our entire crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards, where the Blue Jays win it by a final of 8-6. Toronto gets 2 out of 3. Today's telecast, the MASN presentation. Stay tuned. O's Extra coming up next. Amber and Rick after this.